Uh,
Test.
uh,
Test.
all right, all right, we're good. Alrighty. Oh, let's do it. Is Twitch not up? Oh yeah, Twitch is up. We're good to go. All right, we are ready. We're up. Looks like Twitch can see us. Moonstruck, what's up? Moonstruck, first comment. Let's go. Damn, Cats and Cocktails already in this motherfucker. Okay. The remote is working. Yay, great. Verillion, first comment over there on YouTube. What's up? I can't take any more orange. Yeah, I know. It's like the only one that gets requested now. It's like, did we get a restock? Yeah, we restocked it. I got the truck came in and you know, filled in the backlog, all that good stuff. We have an orange president. Tired of that color. All right, we're gonna get started on the debates here pretty quickly. I'm gonna keep it 100. It's not gonna be a long stream because I am really fucking tired. So, and then I got somebody coming from Twitter. They're gonna come in and debate on the bathroom topic. So, we're gonna talk to them. And then we're gonna debate some Trump supporters after we do the bathroom topic. The Fuentes. What? Pierce Morgan interviewed Nick Fuentes. The fuck? Why would he do that? What the fuck is wrong with him? What is a grapologist? Oh, grape apologist. Jesus Christ. Cloud Chaser. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. Because I told this person, it's like the only person that's from Twitter that told to come and debate who actually is okay to come in and debate. So I told him I'll be live on TikTok in about 5 minutes. So we're gonna go live now. White men see the the steepest fall off in enrollment after DEI changes in colleges. That's funny. Like, bro, that lady that bailed yesterday. No, it's a different person. It's one of her. I don't know. Maybe she's a follower, and I don't know if she's a follower. But all right. Let me get this set up. All right, where's my background at? There we go. Live goal. All right, let me turn Star Wars down a little bit. What's poppin', everybody? Double streaming Justin with Mezzo. Hell yeah. Religion debates and trans topic debates. That's combination, Loki. I haven't been to Mezzo's Live in a bit. I gotta go back over there. Okay. All right. All right. Let's set this up. Cocoa juice. I'll get 3 of those. All right. Let me do an audio test. Make sure you guys can hear everything. Yeah, we're good. All right, we're good to go. Let's do it. Mr. Oakby with the 11 months. Thank you so much, Mr. Oakby. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 11 months getting us started tonight over on Twitch. W, Mr. Oakby. We got an orange redeem. All right. Time flies when you're debating bigoted conservatives. That's true. All right. Parkus, thank you for the heart me. YouTube, YouTube, y'all can't hear me? Should be able to hear me. Annis, thank you for the heart me. Corky, thank you for the heart me. You good? Oh, did you just have me muted? All right, let's get some debates in here. All right, we're getting started tonight. I did promise somebody on Twitter I would get them in here first. Actually, I think that's them, Megan. I did promise. I don't know if that I mean, likely it's the same person. All right, let's get some folks up in here. Let me see if I can get Megan in here. Okay, so Megan, I did promise I would get you up here first before we start. So let's, I'm gonna send you an invite and just hit that accept button. I don't know if you've done it before. Jedi, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you over on Super Chat. I'm dumb, LOL, carry on. I appreciate you, man. All right, where is, how do I get this invite? Okay, all right, there we go. All right, and welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, let's do it. Megan, you are live. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, good stuff. Can I get your age first?
I'm 38.
All right, cool. So we got into on Twitter. I was debating a lot of people. I invited a lot of people to come up in my stream. So far, you're the first person who has done so. So I do commend you on that one. We were talking about the bathroom topics, and you had some objections. Let me see what you said, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. Give me a second. Have you been on live before, or?
Nope.
Gotcha. All right. All right, so you said bathrooms, locker rooms. They're single sex spaces. So women's spaces are actually female spaces. Men are males. Males are not and can never be females. Ergo, men do not belong in women's spaces. Simple as that, right? You still hold to that view or no?
Yep.
All right, good stuff. Can you
Yep.
justify that position?
Oh, it's pretty straightforward. It's always been women's places, women's spaces have always
Mhm.
been female spaces.
Okay. And when you say female, what do
And
you mean?
gender, as in female.
Yeah, what do you mean by female is what I'm asking.
I'm confused on what you're
Yeah,
asking.
many people mean different things by female. Some people are referring to chromosomes, some people are referring to gamete production, some people refer to phenotype. So what do you mean when you say female?
I mean the female sex class.
Yeah, what's like is that predicated on somebody's chromosomes? Is that predicated on somebody's reproductive capacities, phenotype? People mean different things when they say female sex class.
Basically, you're a female. You're a part of the female sex class. You have eggs, not sperm.
You have them or you have the ability to have them?
Produce them, or have at least it has
Uh,
the pathway to produce them. Not
okay, so like the
that kind of
Mullerian pathway.
yeah. I
Okay,
guess you could say.
so when you say female, you mean say female spaces, you mean people who have a Mullerian pathway towards reproduction of eggs, something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so just making sure so we're not equivocating on anything. All right, and why is that specifically for bathrooms? Why is that morally relevant?
I wouldn't exactly say like morally. I doesn't really have anything to do with morally. I guess it's more or less one of those.
Well, you think it's wrong. You think it's morally wrong for a trans woman to go into a woman's restroom, right?
I think it's wrong.
Morally wrong, right? They shouldn't
Yeah.
do it. Right. Yeah. So it is a morally relevant thing. So you think the fact that they don't have that Mullerian pathway, they're doing something morally wrong.
I guess you could put it like that.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, why? Why is that morally wrong then?
Because since we've done it to the point where it's men's room and women's room, male and female, males should be in the males, females should be in the females.
Yeah, I understand you have that view, but what I'm asking for is like an argument that justifies why it should be predicated on those sex classes, specifically the Mullerian pathway, right? I understand your view is that if you don't have this Mullerian pathway, you should not use this restroom. If you do, you should be allowed to. But I'm asking why would anybody accept that?
In what way? Like, why should
Okay,
anyone
let
accept
me
what's
try.
been going on?
Yeah, so okay, let's just take like the typical case of a trans woman, right? Like maybe her whole life she's used the woman's restroom. And every time she's gone into the men's restroom, there's been like a problem. Somebody doesn't want her in there. Uh, I'm trying to figure out what reasons does she have when she is about to go into the woman's restroom to stop and say, I shouldn't go in there, right? Now you're gonna say, well, it's because you don't have the Mullerian pathway, but like, why would she care about that? Like, why should she care about that? Is what I'm asking.
Because it's not right. It's not fair to the women who have fought for women's spaces. It's not right to force women to give up our spaces because the trans women feel more comfortable or don't feel safe or whatever in the men's room. I understand if they don't feel safe. I get that. I feel bad about that. But that also doesn't mean that women should have to deal with that
But why wouldn't you just accommodate them if they're not a threat to you? Why wouldn't you just accommodate them? I don't understand.
because there are threats.
Trans women are threats to you in the women's restroom?
No, I didn't say all. I said there are threats.
Oh, you're saying some trans women are threats.
Yes, some people are threats. Some people. Chloe, quit that. Sorry, dog.
Yeah,
Um,
well, nobody disagrees that some trans women are threats, but that would also be true from some cis women, some cis men, probably more likely to be cis men, right? But like, but if that's the view, then you would only be you wouldn't allow any other woman inside the women's restroom, even if they're not trans, because they could be a threat, right?
They are very much less of a threat than trans women are.
Okay, so you have, okay, well, that's an empirical claim, right? So now we're getting into the empirics. So I would need like some sort of evidence that shows that if like trans women use the women's restroom, that there's going to be an increased risk of like safety violations or privacy violations or something like that. All the research
Whether
I've
the
seen shown that there is no increase, but if you have something else, I'd like to see it.
okay, and there have been many different stories all over the place. So you can look them up.
Well, there being stories is consistent with there being no increased risk, right? So that
Not
wouldn't help your
really. There's,
hypothesis.
what do you mean?
So, okay, so the hypothesis is if we allow trans women inside the women's restroom, then, because trans women have a higher, I don't know, threat profile against this woman, then what we would expect from that hypothesis is there's an increased safety or violations of some sort inside of women's restrooms, right? So, to confirm that, what you would do is you would find evidence to see if that hypothesis is true. So that's why I asked you for empirical support. The empirical support would be, like controlling for places where trans women are more likely to go into the women's restroom versus places in which they're definitely not more likely to, and then see if there's any increased risk profile after controlling for all the confounding variables. And then if you do see an increased risk, that would be evidence in support of your hypothesis, and I would be more inclined to accept it.
Yeah, I can understand that, but you also have to look at it as women, not all, but
Hmm.
women as a whole. Well, not as a whole, but most of us women have been to the thing of these are our spaces. We say no if men are going to come in there, even if they're trans women. No still means no. So by going against that, you are already, you know, taking things away. You're already being a risk. You're already being showing bad. How do you put it?
You're saying trans women are
Disrespectful, specifically.
violating, or you're saying they're disrespecting uh, a cis woman in the woman's restroom, something like that.
I'm saying it is very disrespectful. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, if you're like, I'm trying to figure out like what claim you have on and just to be clear, we're talking about public restrooms, right? So I think you have a claim, like for example, if it's your own house, excuse me, I think if it's your own house, you have a claim on who can use not only who can be in your house, but who can use your restroom, right? Like I don't, like what you said, no means no, and so if that person tries to use your bathroom, even though you said no, you have a claim on them to not use the restroom. They're actually obligated to not use your restroom. But I'm trying to figure out how that extends to public spaces where no one individual owns it, right? Because presumably you're not a communist, right? So I'm trying to figure, and usually when we're talking about like consent, that's talking about claims about your personal property, which is like your body and your material goods. Anything related to your like psychology, like your memories, your life experiences, and things like that, right? Your therapist can't just go around telling your story to people without your consent. Um, but it seems like this idea of consent you're talking about is beyond what it even does to the person, right? It's just like you have a claim on a public space in virtue of your Mullerian pathway. And I'm trying to figure out what the argument for that is.
It's the fact that it's not my claim. It
Huh?
is pretty much always been, well, not always, of course, but it's been males, men's room, females,
Well, that would be an argument
women's
from
room.
tradition.
Yeah, and if you want to get away from that, that's okay. Make third spaces, change stuff like that.
Well, we would have an argument for making a third space if you had an argument for why trans women shouldn't use the women's restroom, right? Because like I
Because they're
agree
not
that
women.
well, I agree that if like because it seems like you and me agree that trans women are probably shouldn't use the men's restroom, right? But it doesn't follow from that that they probably should use the women's restroom. We need other arguments for that. Right. So now we're faced with this. Should we create third spaces, or is it permissible for, trans women to use the women's restroom? Now, it just seems like it would be a massive social upheaval, for just like every place to just like have like third spaces. But that would be unnecessary if it's permissible for trans women to use women's restrooms. And so far, I don't think I've had a good argument from you.
because it seems silly, especially since we have always been most well, many of us women, not all, of course, because I do not speak for all women. I can only speak for myself. But women, sorry, it just seems so silly to even have this conversation. But the thing is,
Mhm.
if you don't want it to be a women's restroom, then change the name of it. Make them all unisex. Make
Okay.
third spaces.
Maybe. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Instead of going, I'm a trans woman when you're a man. Yes, you can call yourself whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you're still a male, so you're not a woman. You don't use the women's restroom.
Okay, so I mean, is this a purely semantic argument with you? It's just like it's wrong in virtue of what the sign says on the door.
No, it's one of the, well, I guess you could put it that way in a weird way.
Well, yeah, I
It's
mean,
the
you're
fact
gonna have
that
problems
women
with
have
that.
been, women have
Okay.
literally fought for our own things, our own spaces, our own laws and rights and stuff like that. And yet they're being taken away very easily and very quickly by males who claim to be trans women instead of just going, you know what, I'm a male, I use the male's room, I've used the men's restroom. If you want to change it, then change all of it. Don't just go and like like take away things.
Yeah. So, okay. So, if somebody were to come up to you and say, because if it's not anything about the content of like, if it's just like we fought for this space on the basis of this property that we were born with, right? Why would that any be different from racially segregated bathrooms?
I've heard this thing before about the whole racial
Yeah. So basically,
things.
the
The
argument
difference
um,
is the fact that they're still like right next to each other. They're not segregating by anything like, they're not saying only black people can use this one and it's only going to
yeah.
be like 20 million feet away from everything else. They're right next to each other. They're, it's right there. They're next to each other.
I guess I'm not understanding what you're saying. Are you saying like racially segregated bathrooms would be fine as long as they're right next to each other?
No, I'm saying that it's like an apple and orange thing.
How?
They're no.
Okay, let me try
Sorry, my
to.
dogs are bothering me right this second.
That's fine.
Dogs keep on like trying to get my attention.
That's fine. So let me try to like clear it up. So we'll have okay, so you have a men and women's restroom. Um and let's say somewhere else we had whites only and a blacks only or non-whites in general only restrooms, right? So you would have a men and women's restroom for whites and a men and women's restrooms for non-whites. So four restrooms, for example. Or you can have family restrooms, one family restroom for whites, one family restroom for non-whites. Now, I don't know about you, it seems like both of those scenarios would be like egregiously wrong because you're just kind of discriminating on the basis of just an arbitrary property. In this case, it's the levels of melanin in your skin. And in your case, you're discriminating on the basis of which Müllerian pathway you happen to be born with. So I'm trying to figure out why they would be disanalogous.
Yeah, but there's still, yes, there's a comparison in that, we're being separated by them.
Well,
But
why
it's
is it?
not,
Okay,
but
go ahead.
like, everything in them are still, how do I even put it? So I'm horrible with words, as I'm sure
It's okay.
you and everybody else can already tell. Okay. So yes, segregating by race, by things like that is wrong. Usually, if you look at it by the whole, you know, black only or whatever only bathrooms, they were worse off. They weren't anywhere near the same amount of like upkeep and stuff like that. They weren't to the same level as whites.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's how they're not comparable, because ones by sex is they're both, both men's and women's rooms are both equally the same amount of everything. They're right next to each other. The only difference is they're separate.
Mm-hmm. So you would be fine with racially segregated bathrooms if both bathrooms were upkept well?
No, I wouldn't see a need for them.
Well, okay, so yeah, that's kind of my thing, right? I like what's the need? That's kind of like the reason why I started this off is like, what's the need? What's the need for segregating on the basis of Mullerian pathway?
Because women are in safe spaces.
Well, that's just to repeat the claim. You said it like, well, now I'm sorry, you said safe now, but like a white person would be like, well, we need our own safe spaces from non-whites.
The thing is, you keep on like trying to do it towards like race, which is kind of funny, but it's one of those little things where it's completely, yes, there are comparable parts to it, but it's a completely different thing.
Yeah, I agree that there's different things, but that's the whole point of an analogy is to compare different things. Your task would be to make them disanalogous in a morally relevant way. So if you find something different about them, right, but that thing doesn't make it morally relevant difference, like which one is being upkept and not, I would like then I would just say the analogy is still like defensible, right? So now usually when I ask this question, somebody will say, well, the morally relevant difference is the fact that the white supremacists, they were wrong in believing that there was a credible threat analysis from non-whites to whites, right? They were wrong about that. They believed it, sure, but they were wrong about that belief. And then they would say, okay, and then like somebody who supports like female only bathrooms, female being the Mullerian pathway, says actually there is a credible threat analysis from people, from males, and that justifies the distinction. But I mean, even that, like, we can grant that, but then that would just be a category mistake because you wouldn't say it for all males. There are going to be some males who meet the exception, right? A woman who brings in her 5-year-old son, that's a male, but it's justified, right? We have a justified reason to grant that exception. You might go to the club sometimes and you see like a gay man and the girlfriends, they all go into the woman's restroom and I don't know, do what people do in the woman's restroom, powder their nose or whatever, right? But it seems like he's not even a trans woman. That's a gay man. They're just all going in there. It seems like they're fine with it. You might see that also with like a trans woman. Like it's just there's exceptions to be made because you understand there are certain types of people who are male who do not hold the broader threat analysis to women, right? That is typical in the cases.
Yeah, and I get that. I
So
guess
my
the
go ahead.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah, that's just my argument is that trans women, while they are assigned male at birth, do not meet the threat analysis, right? Um, they're actually 4 times more likely to be assaulted, right? And that's not true of cisgender men. Likewise, cisgender men, generally speaking, especially heterosexual cisgender men, generally treat trans women the same way that they treat cis women, right? You're not going to want to call it misogyny, but like the way they treat them is misogynistic, even if this person doesn't have reproductive capacities. And then cis men, there's a range in which, how am I trying to say this? There's there's specific scenarios in which cis men have historically in a patriarchal system have oppressed women, and it's specifically on the basis of the reproductive capacities, abortion, right? I don't know if you're pro-life or pro-choice, but you know, they
Somewhere in the middle.
okay, so and then there's, you know, ideas of birth rates and like a woman should just be used for, you know, reproduction and things like that. That's usually um but outside of that, like it's usually about what they perceive to be a psychological profile of cisgender women compared to cisgender men. You know, whether you're a leader, right? They think like women can't be leaders. They think women are too emotional. They think women can't make rational decisions and things like that. All things considered, right? And so they oppress and restrict and you know, create all these laws like women not being able to vote. And they don't say that you shouldn't be able to vote on the basis of your reproductive capacities. They say it on the basis of your psychological profile. And it turns out that's the same argument that they use against trans women too. You know, they don't see, this is evidenced by the fact that, you know, they don't see trans women the same way that they see a trans man, right? Why is it that in a patriarchal system there's this massive attack against trans women and the trans men are left unscathed? Well, not entirely,
Not
but
completely unscathed.
yeah, it's just like it's almost all the way against trans women. I think that's just like they inherently see trans women as women. If they don't, then they treat trans women as women. So if all else fails, you should allow trans women inside the women's restroom because one, they're not really a threat to you, and two, because kind of cis men see them the same way as they see you. If I had to make an argument for it.
True. Well, at least in some ways.
Mhm.
My whole thing is, why is it that because one set of males is, let's just go out on the whole, like, abusive or, you know, that kind of thing towards another set of males, you know, trans women, why is it that females' rights are being taken away?
You mean legal
Why
or
not
moral
correct the
rights?
males? Why not make a third space that is safe for trans people to go in? I don't know if you include, you know, non-binary under the trans umbrella, because some people do, some people don't. But it can be where they go if they feel unsafe in the males' bathrooms.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. The question is, would it be, well, one, like, what would be the benefits of it compared to just allowing trans women in the women? Like, how, like, it doesn't, like, usually when you're taking away somebody's rights, you're denying them a benefit, right? That they otherwise would have had. Like, you know, if you take away women's rights to vote, right, they have good reason to be represented and be able to have a say in who represents them, right? They have good reason for that. It directly affects them. So, um, a woman who is having her rights denied to vote is going to have a valid, strong complaint against a government that's oppressing her on that. Versus a trans woman goes into the woman's restroom with her friends who has a claim on that, right? She's taking a piss, washing her hands, and leaving. How does it like negative? Like, where's the material taking away coming from? I don't understand.
And taking away is the fact that it's not your space. It's like if a regular guy were to walk into a women's restroom,
Hmm.
you know, and try to use it like that, he would automatically be called out.
So
He'd
I mean, a
already have to
trans
leave.
man could go in there and be called out too, right? It's just how they look.
Yes.
Yeah. So if like, cause I'm a cis man, but if like there was a trans man that just looked like me, and then it was like, well, I'm, you know, I can give birth, so I can go into the women's restroom. They would also get called out. So it seems like that would just be on the basis of looks, not on the basis of any sort of.
Well, looks help a lot.
Mhm.
At least they make it so that it's no, or it's less. There's less friction, I guess you could say. You know,
You
like
said
I
they
know for a
should
fact
do
I've
that?
been in the bathroom saying trans women have come in. I know that. I've
Mhm.
always known that because you know it's not much of a thing because there isn't like a vibe. There isn't you know they assimilate to look more like women, and so it's one of those. There isn't that creepy vibe to it. But what I'm trying to get to, I guess it would be, is that it's like women's and men's spaces are always, well, not always, of course, but are separate. If you want to make them into one, why not just do gender neutral bathrooms? Why not take away both men's room and women's room and just make it gender neutral?
Well, I broadly support gender neutral bathrooms, but like this conversation is not necessarily this conversation is about like when a trans woman is met with a men and women's restroom, which one do they have more reason to go into, right? Assuming there's no third option. And then that's one
Yeah.
part of the conversation. The next part is, well, how, should we change the range of decisions that a trans woman would be presented with? That's a different question. But yeah, I do support gender neutral bathrooms. It seems like they're safer. And that other countries, I'm in the US, other countries don't seem to have like any risk associated with them. You can look at studies in Sweden, Australia, and I think Taiwan was the other one. So I mean, yeah, that's a different question. Like, should we change the options? And yeah, I do support gender neutral bathrooms. I don't see a reason for a third bathroom specifically for like trans people. I don't really see any good arguments for that. All I'm saying is that when met with a men and women's restroom, I think it's fairly obvious, and like for trans women, they see more reason to go into the women's restroom than the men's. And it seems like those reasons are actually very, very close to the reasons that most women use the women's restroom, is to be away from cis men and kind of have a safe space away from them. And then your objection, of course, is, well, why do we have to be your safe space, right? Well, I mean, like,
Basically, yeah.
yeah, I mean, like you're a good person, right? Like I don't know how to answer that. Like if you're a good person, then yeah, if somebody has a safe space and it doesn't risk too much to your safety, right? Then I actually think that you're obligated to. If somebody's like knocking on your door, even if it's your house, right? Like if somebody's knocking on your door, if a trans woman is knocking on your door and says, "Please help me," you know that there's like, violence out there or something like that. You know, I think you're obligated to help them at least in some way. Um,
Okay,
yeah,
so
I don't
but
know.
you also have to look at the fact that if we let in trans women,
Hmm.
what's to stop, as you call them, cis men from coming in?
Sure.
What's to stop that? Because all they
Well,
have to do is say, I identify as a female, or I identify as a trans woman, whatever.
yeah. So, well, regardless of whether you let them in or not, nothing's gonna stop that cis man from going in there, right? Because like he doesn't care about the laws of society anyway, right? Like, why is he gonna care about? He doesn't care about the laws of, assault, privacy, grape, and things like that. So why would he care about the laws about, or there's this sign on the door, right? That's point number one. But point number two, let's say it's the opposite way. Let's say like every trans woman agrees with you and says, okay, we're going to stop using the women's restroom. We're just going to go into the men's, right? But trans men are still allowed to go inside the women's restroom, it seems like, under your view. So what's stopping that dangerous cis man from going in the women's restroom and saying, well, yeah, I'm a trans man? Well, now you're not going to have any objections. And what's stopping him?
Yeah, I get that.
So,
Because I'm nowhere near good at speaking, and I'm voicing my opinion really well. At least away from my own brain, of course.
yeah.
And yeah, there are, of course, going to be problems with every situation because it's gotten to the point that, before, like in the 90s and the early 2000s, yeah, of course, trans women were coming into women's rooms. Even as you put, even gay guys would come into the women's restrooms and stuff like that because it wasn't a big deal. There wasn't a demand. There wasn't this, like, I don't even know how to word it, but there wasn't this, like, just, you have to let me in.
Hmm.
You have to allow this. It was more, like going with the flow type of thing.
Hmm. Do you think that trans women were wrong back then?
In
When,
a way, yes,
yeah.
but it wasn't one of those, I don't even know how to word it. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't like everything was forced upon. If you were to go, hey, you don't belong here, they'd walk out. There would be no, like, well, I belong here. There would be nothing like that type of thing. There would be no pushback. It would be one of those, okay, I understand. You don't want me in here. Got it. Cool. I'm out.
Yeah, so that's like I don't know if that's true. I would have to research that. But like but if a trans woman does that, like there's a difference between an obligation to a good and what is called a supererogatory good. So an obligation is going to be, if you're obligated to X, then it's wrong to not do X. Like, you're obligated to feed your child, right? That means not feeding your child is wrong. Um, and then there's these ideas of like supererogatory goods. And a supererogatory good would be like, you're going beyond an obligation, like taking a bullet for somebody, or, taking your child to another country to go visit Italy or something like that. You don't have to do it. It's beyond your obligations as a parent, but it's a great thing to do as a parent, right? So I say like most trans women are already doing like supererogatory goods, and they probably, I mean, it's probably going way beyond what they're obligated to. If you look at polling data, when you ask like trans women what do they do, some of them don't eat or drink purposely when they're out for too long, so that way they don't have to make the choice of which bathroom to go into. Um, and I think it's like 56% of them already just say, yeah, I'm just not even gonna get into that, right? Because most people are good people, right? They just like there's this profile, and I see it like when we're on Twitter, with I forgot her name, Amy or whatever. I've been trying to get her on the stream. There's this like profile that people are putting on like trans women, that they're like some evil person that's just trying to impose themselves on women. Like it's just like that's not what people are. People are like generally like decent people, and they're like, okay, well, listen, I disagree with your reasons for why I shouldn't go into the restroom, but I just don't want to make a hubris, so I'm just not gonna go in there. I'm just gonna wait until you come out, or I'm just gonna wait and go home. Right? That's what most trans women already do anyway. Right? And then, when it's too pressing, they actually have to use the restroom. They have to make that choice. They go into the woman's restroom. Broadly speaking, in most of their encounters, nobody has a problem with it. So it just seems like it's okay for them. And I would say I don't think that they're obligated, all things considered, I don't think that they're obligated to remove themselves from that situation. But nonetheless, if you want to abide by somebody's like comfortability standards, go ahead and do it. I just don't, if in a public space, I don't think you're obligated to. That's my position.
Yeah, I understand that. I in no way feel like, it's a, oh, how do I put it? I don't feel like, I'll put it that way, most trans people are trying to do anything bad. I don't think that they're like out to get me, or they're out to, you know, get women alone and all that stuff. I just also feel like that it's one of those things where it's like, instead of trying to take away women's bathrooms from being single sex, why not put the fault in the people who are at fault? If you're being abused by men,
Yeah.
then it's the men that need to change.
Oh yeah, nobody's gonna disagree with you here. So
Yeah.
yeah. I would say why not, like, if why not make men and women's restrooms, insofar as we have men and women's restrooms, why not base it around things like what I was talking about earlier with respect to how cis men see you, right? So if cis men see you in a particular way, that condition is met, and you're not a threat profile, then you can use the woman's restroom, right? And if or you might say if cis men see you in the way that they see the typical woman, right? And you're not a high threat profile, then it's permissible for you to go into the woman's restroom. Why not make that the standard, instead of like, it just seems like that's morally relevant, and it seems like that is reason giving, rather than the fact that you have like a Mullerian pathway. The
I
Mullerian
mean, I
pathway
get that
is,
too, but you
yeah,
also have to look at it as. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
you're good.
You also have to look at it as who's going to be the one who decides what a trans woman looks like, because
Oh yeah, I
or
don't think it should be based off of
or
looks. We're talking about a person like
psychological whatever type of thing.
yeah, like we're talking about I think this argument is about like an integrity argument. Is like if you know that you are a cis man, don't go in there on that standard. And if you know you are a trans woman, you can go in there on that standard. Now, that's a different question about whether other people know that you're a cis man or a trans woman. Of course, that can be ambiguous, right? You might not know if this person, you might not know if a cis woman is actually a cis woman, right? Like, there's not really any way to know that. And so, if that's the standard, is other people's perceptions of you, then you might as well make all bathrooms single use because you'll never really know for sure, right? You can have confidence rates, but like there's people in the United States who think Michelle Obama is a man, right?
Yeah,
So
she
like I
knows.
yeah, so I don't like they're not like the public isn't really a good, especially if it's like political, like the public isn't really a good I think measuring stick for who should come in. So I think the best measuring stick is yourself as a person. And if we find out that you're a cis man and you just kind of went in there without any like then yeah, that would be morally reprehensible or something like that. You might be able to say something like that unless you were like a gay man who went in there with his friends. But like yeah, I think that would be a much more reasonable way for discerning or for kind of discriminating who goes in. It's like these properties that of safety and concern for others. That's my position.
Yeah, and I can get that. And I guess I'll put it this way where I agree with most of that, where you know, where there are, of course, people who, of course, see themselves as women
Hmm.
and, want to use the women's restroom, stuff like that. And they don't mean any harm. They don't mean anything like that. That's where they feel comfortable. And I understand that. But thing is, if we do it on even what we feel,
Hmm.
then nothing is there also to, of course, like I've already said this, but nothing is there to stop people just saying they do. How do we tell the difference between who actually thinks that they, or feels trans, feels like a
Hmm.
woman, versus who's just saying that to get in there?
Sure. Well,
Who's just
okay.
saying that or to get their jollies?
Well, okay. So that's I want to partition those two. So I want to say if you knew somebody was a trans woman, let's say they were your friend, um, let's say you 100% knew that they were like a trans woman and they weren't a threat, would they be allowed into the women's restroom under your view?
I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't
Like
say
let's say the
it
rule
is.
let me like try to broaden it. Let's say the rule was only if you know that this person is a trans woman, then they're allowed into the women's restroom. Would that be a reasonable standard for you?
Um, I don't really know how to answer that. I guess it's one of
Hmm.
those. There's a big part of me that would agree to it, but then there's also the big part of me that's like, that's still wrong because
Hmm.
a male is going into a female spot.
Yeah, I mean, because now
So
we're
it's one
back
of
down.
those.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like there's part of me that agrees with it in the sense of,
Hmm.
I know them, I know they're not going to do anything. I
Yeah.
know that they don't mean harm. I know that type of thing.
Hmm.
But it's also one of those things of that's still a male.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like because when you say that's still a male, right? That it's I, do you have okay, so like that problem like okay, you've been to the club maybe, I don't know if you've been to the club and you've
Yeah.
seen what I the examples that I've
Yeah,
seen,
I've seen
especially
the
if
gay
the gay
guys,
man,
the trans women. Yeah.
that's still a male, but like it seems like nobody has a problem with that, right? Like it's like a gay guy, and I mean, sometimes if the guy is going in the restroom with like a few, it's just kind of assumed that that's a gay guy, and then like it seems like nobody has a problem with that, and you, like this is a person that doesn't even claim to be a woman, right? He's like I'm a man, I'm a gay man, right? And you're like I can go in there, so it's not even about like whether being trans. It's in this case, it's about one. who's the gay man attracted to? Two, what do we typically know about gay men's threat profile against women, right? And we see that that's extremely low. And they're like, okay, so women tend to be safe in some of these vulnerable spaces around certain type of men. It doesn't even have to be a trans woman. Even like a man who says he's a man and he's a cis man, right? I'm comfortable with you in the woman's restroom. So my question is like, why does he get a pass, but the trans woman doesn't?
Yeah, I see that. I just thing is, I also don't agree with the gay guy going in
Oh,
there.
okay, well, yeah.
I mean, I know, like I said about the trans women, I know they're not going to, try to attack me. They're not, meaning anything bad, but it's still the fact that it's a male
Yeah.
in the female spot.
Um, well, I mean, I hate to do this, but like, I mean, you you'd be fine with like a woman bringing like her 7-year-old son into the women's restroom, even if
I
you
don't
can
know
use
about 7.
not even
I
7.
think, like, I'd say probably like 5 and under or something like that. I think more or less people need to, at some point the kids need to kind of be able to go into their own, little boys can use the men's room type of thing.
I agree. But I'm like in school, but like in out in public, I think like I mean, this is just like up to the parent, but like I think generally speaking, like if your child is young enough to be coerced, if your child is young enough to be not be able to defend themselves in any reasonable way, right? You should probably just go in there with them. If you're like in this case, this is a mother with her son, so I would say it's probably best that they go into the women's restroom, but you understand, like you make sure that your son understands that in the future eventually he's going to have to go into the men's restroom by himself. Maybe I would say personally post puberty, but I mean I think 7 is still too young. But regardless of that, like I mean this is still a male that's going into the woman's restroom, right? And like it has to be something more than male, right? It has to be male plus something else, right? Because this is a male, right? And you're granting an exception. In this case, it's an obvious exception. I'm not trying to use this as a defeater to you. I'm just saying like your standards have to be more than, oh, they're just a male, therefore they can't use the restroom, because then that would exclude the 5-year-old son.
Yeah, I can get that. I think it's also one of those little things of, it's a kid. The kid isn't going to do anything.
Is the gay guy gonna do anything?
True.
Because if that's
But
your view, if you're male plus you have a threat profile, then you can't use the woman's restroom. But if you're male and you don't have a threat profile, then you can use the woman's restroom. Then yeah, gay men and trans women will be allowed to, but you don't want that conclusion.
it's when yeah, like I said, I'm kind of like repeating myself, and I know that.
Well, let me
But
bring. I gotta get some water. Nanners is up here. If she has any other questions for you, I'll be right back. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Megan. So I've been listening to the whole conversation. I do these debates with Carbon almost every night. So, I have a few thoughts. Do you understand that with this view, right, of trying to like prevent possible harm or SA or risk by withholding trans people and like placing this responsibility onto trans people is a way to perpetuate grape culture, and it only encourages it, and it doesn't ever keep or like place the accountability on the proper group by doing this? Do you understand how harmful that is? Because you're blaming trans people and saying, well, because they exist, it opens a door of risk, which just allows, like, that's making excuses, right? For the cis men that are
I'm
doing
not saying
these.
it's because they exist.
But I'm explaining to you that like this rhetoric is doing that, right? You are placing this blame and you are shifting the attention to trans people who aren't doing anything other than just simply wanting to exist in peace and wash their hands and move on with their life. Because like, let's be so for real. One of the most dehumanizing things is someone who struggles with Crohn's disease, not having a safe, clean space to go to the bathroom where I feel like I'm not gonna be, assaulted, it is something that I think is incredibly dehumanizing. To tell a trans person just simply because they exist, they shouldn't be allowed to go into a bathroom where they feel that same thing. It's a really wild thing, because them entering our spaces, our cis women's spaces, doesn't put us at risk. So why wouldn't we welcome them into these spaces, especially when we know that them going into the other spaces puts them at a 4 times more likely rate of being harmed? Why would we allow that? As like human beings with basic like human empathy and humanity and human decency, why would we openly and just openly welcome that?
Because going back to what I've said before, just because men are doing this towards everybody else doesn't mean that women need to.
You're looking at a symptom, though, Megan. That's a symptom, friend. If you want to solve that issue, go to the fucking core, right? Look at the core issue, right? You're like, oh, let's just make it so trans people can't go into the spaces where they feel comfortable because it might possibly, I don't know, open a space. Which, by the way, there is no evidence to back up this concept. This doesn't raise this risk in the slightest, just for the record. But even if it were, it's still going to be a band-aid issue, because even if we say trans people don't go into the spaces where they prefer to be, these assaults that happen in open public spaces like this will still occur. You understand that, right? And removing trans people from the equation isn't going to change anything. And in fact, it's only going to make it worse, because now we're going to see a rise of assaults and harm done to trans people. And it's just going to further that dehumanization that we've allowed to happen within our society. And why not go to the core of the issue and start when young boys are young, and educate them on how to be proper men, on how to not assault people. Don't encourage this. Don't perpetuate the grape culture. Fix the core issue. And then maybe, just maybe, and I think it's a possibility, if we start talking to our boys when they're young and teaching them how to be decent human beings and don't allow the grape culture, they're not going to grow up to be grapists, right?
Yeah, I agree with all that. I agree. We need.
So let's focus on that.
When we're young.
Yeah, let's focus on that instead of worrying about the trans people, right? Because the trans people have no impact on this situation in the slightest, and bringing them into it is just gross, right? It's harmful, it's dehumanizing, and it puts a target on their back. And quite frankly, it just shows, anyone who holds this rhetoric shows to me that they've only listened to propaganda and they don't have any basic human decency, because you're doing what you're told instead of doing what is right.
Frozen Dinner, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you.
The thing is, you are going to the thing of, yes, of course, not all trans women are out to get us, and yes,
none of them are out to get you.
Megan,
Megan, trans people are not out to get you, period. End of discussion. They're not here to hurt you. They just want to exist in peace. They just want to pee, wash their hands, and move on with their life, and hope that they don't get assaulted or cornered. And to top it, this ideology of wanting to cloister away trans people hurts cis women too. You understand this, right? And I don't know about you, but as someone who was raised in the 90s, I have fought incredibly hard against these the beauty standards that we were raised with. As someone who doesn't or didn't typically fit the beauty standards of the early 2000s and the late 90s, I'm sorry, but I won't go back to that. Women come in all shapes, sizes, colors, religions, beliefs, all of these things, but they're all beautiful and deserve the safety. And again, we need to shift the attention on the real issue. It's not trans people.
Okay, and which part about that am I, supposedly against? I've agreed with you. The biggest part of it is, the biggest, 95% of the problem is the men who are doing the abusing and all that stuff. And I understand that. And I agree with that.
So, if you agree with that, then I don't know. It just seems like it just comes down to for you, well, it's just the fact that this trans woman has this property. Um, I mean, like, I don't know, like if you woke up and you had that property, right, and you would like, it seems like you would still use the woman's restroom. I don't know, maybe you wouldn't. It just seems like you would still use the woman's
No,
restroom. Um, would you?
no, I wouldn't actually. If I were
You
to
would?
wake up tomorrow and find out that I was a male, no, I would
Well, like, just
automatically not use women's rooms.
nothing really changes other than the fact that your Malarian pathway just changed a little bit. You would not use the woman's restroom.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so what I would need from there is just like some sort of inference, because it seems like you're stuck right on that point, and that is that there's some inference from the fact that you have that Malarian pathway to this statement, which is that it's wrong for me to go in there. And I don't, nothing changed about you other than the fact that you had that pathway. Your profile is the same, the way you think is the same, your history is still the same. It's just like your body changed and you can't go. I don't know why that's relevant at all. I just don't get it.
Okay. And yeah, and I guess the only thing I can do is just repeat what I've been saying is that,
Okay.
you know, if I were to find out that I was a male,
Hmm.
I would automatically go, okay, I respect women enough that I'm not going to go into their spaces.
Yeah. Um, I guess what does it say about those people in that restroom that they want to exclude you, right? Let's say like I don't know who your friend group is, but you know, I presume your friend group is not a bunch of people who think that trans women should go into the women's restrooms, right? And then like I don't know, you go to the doctor, you go to the doctor, you find out that yeah, actually, yeah, you have uh, a phenotype that's typical of a woman, but we've noticed a small change in your Malarian pathway, and technically you're male, right? And then your friends just don't let you go in the women's restroom anymore. Like, what kind of friends would they be? Like, what? Well, I wouldn't say what kind of friends would they. Like, what kind of people would they be? They just say, like, you nothing about you changed. You're not a different person. You're not a different. Like, you're just. I don't see what good objections they would have to you being in there. Saying you're male is I don't see that as an objection. It just seems like what relevance does it have? It's like I mean, you can imagine they picked out any other property, right? Oh, you have blue eyes, okay, or you have green eyes, so you can't come in here, right? That's how relevant it is to me to try to get you to see my perspective. Like that's how, like if you're a good person, they know you're a good person, all that stuff, right? It seems like them just picking some arbitrary fact about you. Oh, you have B positive blood type, so no, you can't come in here.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. For me, it's just one of those things of I myself, if I found out as a male, I wouldn't go in there because I wouldn't, because that's a space only for women, only for females.
Mm. Well, yeah, I mean, we can say that it's for that. First of all, you'd have to justify why like that it is for that. Presumably, you're like built some built-in purpose to it, but like putting that to aside, right? There needs to be some sort of. I keep having to bring up that. I mean, we're going in circles at this point, but like, yeah, I mean, the white person can say, yeah, this is for white people, right? But like, and that could be true for the white person, but like the question is not what did you build it for, is like does the person have good reason to follow that rule. And I think that's kind of where we're kind of stuck, is like does the trans woman have good reason to follow that rule, in the same way does the black person have good reason to follow that whites only rule. And um now I'm not saying like a trans woman going into a woman's restroom is like Rosa Parks situation, right? But like we are saying that like she generally just like like when I analyze why a trans woman goes in there, it doesn't seem like there's anything that she's doing wrong. It doesn't seem like she's trying to harm anybody. Um, yeah, it's just like it's like blank for me. Like I don't see where the harm is. I don't see where the like disrespect even is, right? Even if there's like they're not directly harming you. I don't see where she's being disrespectful to any person. Um, and I know you disagree with that, but yeah, that's just yeah. But this just to be clear, this is why you probably saw me on Twitter, firing off my thumbs at every single one of these people who are in my mentions saying, "Listen, this is Carbon, right? He wants trans women to assault, little kids in the women's restroom and all that stuff." That's like all my mentions right now, and I'm inviting all these people to come in and debate me, and this is the kind of conversation, hopefully, that we would have. This is a fruitful conversation between you and me, all right? And I'm pretty
I don't
sure
know
you
about
had
how
a
fruitful. We're both going in circles.
yeah, well, yeah. I
Be
just
it
think
genuinely, but like
I
you're
think
also
it's
being respectful.
you're
So
being
that's pretty
respectful,
interesting.
and I think you have a different view of my view before we had this debate than after. I think you don't see me probably the same way that you saw me on Twitter. I mean, I was, calling people idiots on Twitter, but that's just to rage bait them to getting in here and having an
Yeah.
actual debate conversation. But I'm pretty sure you see this as not some sort of, like battle match. Like, this is like a reasonable objection. I think you can at least say, I see your side, I disagree on this point, but um
Yeah.
it's far removed from what I'm getting from Miss Amy Sousa over there, you know
Yeah, like I said, I would be happy if there was like gender neutral bathrooms. I would be
Mhm.
happy with all that stuff. Or if you wanted to do a third space, that'd be cool too. Whatever. The only reason why I ever really bring up third spaces is because I look at it as, trans women want a safe space where it's not with, other men. So they want safe space. So a third space would give them a safe space, but also make sure that they aren't coming into the women's space.
You live in the
That's
US?
yes.
You really think that if there was a trans bathroom, conservatives in this America would leave that bathroom alone? They wouldn't put
I
like they
don't know
wouldn't
really. I
target
mean,
that.
I live in a small town, so it's
Uh,
one of those. There's not much of a, you know, oh my god, we're going to like destroy this type of thing.
well, like, just
I
broadly
mean, I don't know
speaking, if
about.
you set up, not in like some heavy liberal city, but if you set up like trans bathrooms everywhere, it's just a place for trans women or maybe trans men to go. I mean, how, I don't know if you're like a Trump supporter, but how like MAGA would treat those bathrooms. Like, it seems like it to be obvious what would happen there.
Not to mention how dehumanizing that is for trans
Yeah.
people.
No.
Again, Megan, when we have these topics, though, please stop calling trans women men because they're not men. Okay, let's not do that. But like overall, segregating them off into their own spaces because they're not worthy enough to be in the spaces of where they feel comfortable, isn't a kind thing to do, right? So we've seen how society handles segregation and segregated space based off of social concepts, right? We shouldn't do that again. Let's learn our lessons from the past, right? Because by like this also could hurt cis women as well. Going back to what I was saying about the beauty standards, cis women that may not fit the bill of what people as a society thinks a woman is would get pushed off into this space as well. And how is that fair to them? This hurts cis women too. This hurts everyone. Transphobia hurts everyone.
All right, Megan, listen, I'm gonna get on to the next guest, but I do appreciate you from coming on over from Twitter. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for the debate, okay?
Okay. Have a good
All
night,
right,
everybody.
you too. Radstorm Crow, thank you so much for the $5. Appreciate you over on Super Chat. Thank you so much, Radstorm. Attacking trans people just justifies attacking cis women for not looking like someone's idea of being female. Women like me question being a woman at all. Yeah. Thank you so much, Radstorm. Also, Frozen Dinner, I don't know if I said thank you, but thank you for the 2 months over on Twitch. Appreciate you. If you are somebody who believes that it's wrong for trans women to use the bathroom of their choice, please go ahead and hop on in the guest request. We'd absolutely love to talk to you. Thank you so much. All right, let's get the next person in here. Let's see if this guy wants to debate. Let's get him in here. Oh, he's gone. All right, let's get the next one. Cherry. Oh, okay. That didn't work. Let's try Brantley. Okay, all these people are gone. Fuck. Leah, thank you for the heart me. There we go. Cherry, can I get your age,
Everyone for the
please?
gifts. Hello?
Hi, can I get your age, please?
20.
All right. And what's your argument today?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think that trans individuals should go into restrooms of their choice, I should say. I just think it's kind of messed up for specifically trans women. If they don't feel comfortable being in a space with males, why do they think that females should be comfortable with males entering their spaces?
Yeah, so it'd be like a category mistake, right? I think it's false to say that they're not comfortable with, all males, right, being
So
in a
why
women's
wouldn't they
restroom.
use?
So for
Why wouldn't they
example,
use? Oh, sorry.
yeah, no, it's fine. So like, some women bring like their 7-year-old, even like some of those people, they'll bring like their 7-year-old son. That's a male, right? But then you're gonna be like, well, that's a justification because X and Y reasons. So it seems like it's not necessarily true. There are gonna be some exceptions. The question is what justifies the exceptions, right? If it's not just like the fact that this is a person who doesn't have this threat profile that would be typical, that you might say would be typical of the broader category of people being male.
So I'm not really going to dive into like the threat profile because I feel like no matter how the person looks, that doesn't really determine if they're a threat or not. So that really doesn't. That's not my argument at all. It's simply because if they don't, because the reason why they're going into women's spaces is because they don't want to be in men's spaces, which are filled with males. Am I right or not?
Wait, I'm sorry. You're talking about trans women, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's why a lot of them would. Some of them, it's just like a tradition, like a traditional thing. They've done it their whole life, so they just don't have any reason to change
Well, that
it up.
doesn't make it right.
Some of them say, well, we're not asking, like, you didn't ask why, like, whether it's right. You asked why they did it, right? So, like,
No,
why
I'm
they
not
did,
asking.
yeah. So
No,
why
I'm not
they,
asking why. I'm saying
well,
they
you said
shouldn't,
right. Sorry.
as in right, as in the men's spaces being filled with males. That's what I said right to.
I'm sorry. So you're asking with respect to trans women, is it right for them to use the women's restroom in virtue of the fact that they don't want to be in the space with cisgender men, right? And does that justify that? And now you're asking whether cis women would have an obligation to accommodate that?
Basically, yes. So why should we put aside our comfortability for someone else's comfortability when we're not comfortable with that?
Sure. The question, well, there's a couple of things. One, you'd have to justify the uncomfortability specifically with the trans woman in a way that wouldn't be like special pleading, in a way that wouldn't be, some form of ecological or an association fallacy. Two, when it comes to public accommodations,
I'm so sorry.
I'm just giving
I
both
want
points.
Oh, okay. I just want to address one at a time because I don't have that good of a memory and I don't want to like miss anything that you might have mentioned and everything like that. So you said there has to be some type of, like I forgot already.
Yeah. So
But
like people,
what was the, go ahead.
I understand. Yeah, people are uncomfortable with a lot of different people for many different reasons. The question is it a good reason to be uncomfortable? Right? So like, for example, a white supremacist is uncomfortable with a black person to be in the restroom. The question is, does that give the black person good reason to exclude themselves versus, many different types of properties where you might be justified in your uncomfortability. So you'd have to do an analysis on whether that uncomfortability with somebody that, let's say you knew that they were a trans woman, but you didn't have any background information on them, what would justify the comfortability? Now, if you had good reasons, then presumably the trans woman would be able to recognize the reasons. And if they can recognize those reasons, then it would be at least at bare minimum a supererogatory good for them to exclude themselves.
Okay. So, well, my thing comes from basically just trying to be in categories that you don't necessarily belong in. So like a race thing. So like black only spaces as a society, we know that they're black only spaces, and we would view it wrong if a white person tries to enter a black only space. Right? It's wrong.
When you say wrong, no, I think it would be a supererogatory good for a white person to exclude themselves from that spaces. I don't see that it would be morally wrong.
Well, trying to insert yourself in categories that you don't belong in. So, like, let's say certain scholarships that are meant for only African Americans, but white people applying for them and receiving the award for them. Would that be right or wrong? If these scholarships and being awarded them, if they're only meant for African Americans.
Well, like presumably, well, you got to look at the reasons for why they do it. It's like, so for example, when it comes to HBCUs, there's white people in HBCUs, but if there's like black only scholarships, the question is, why do you have that black only scholarship? And the reason why you have the black only scholarship is because of specifically those African Americans there. They come from a disadvantaged group. Their fathers before them, their mothers before them were disadvantaged, redlining, those kinds of things.
And you don't think women have went
that
through
could be a reason.
other things why we have separate spaces for males?
You don't think women what?
You don't think that women haven't went through things why we have separate spaces for males and why we have fought for those things? Just
I'm
like
sorry.
how black people have specific things out for them because of the history behind it, women also has the same thing.
Well, the history behind African American oppression is pervasive through familial grounds, right? So that's institutional racism that kind of reverberates through generations, right? So when it
And
comes
so
to
sexism and oppression towards women just doesn't exist or haven't existed at all.
wait, where do you get that inference from?
Well, I'm just asking you.
No, yes.
That's not what
I
he
said
said.
I said so when for example, if you look at women being able to vote, right? When women were able to vote, right? When you have a child, if that woman has a child, right? That child who happens to be a woman, it doesn't transfer to that child in the same way that an African American being denied housing and being denied all these different things transfers to their children, right? Like for example, the GI Bill, a whole bunch of white soldiers were able to get the access to, the GI Bill to build the suburbs, but the black soldiers weren't able to. That transfers throughout 1, 2, 3 generations in a way that specific types of sex categories, discriminations don't transfer. Now, that's not to say that there's no transfers, right? But there are different kinds of oppression that go throughout generations in a different way. So the question is if when you're talking about the scholarship example, well, that's specifically a generational thing, right? So you would have to, in order to draw an analogy between that, you would have to give one that's in a similar circumstance that would be analogous with respect to.
But the reason why I brought the reason why I brought that up is for the simple fact, regardless of the specific details of the levels of oppression, the simple fact of just trying to fit in a category that you don't belong in. That's quite simply what.
Well, if it's simply that fact, I don't think you accept that, right? Rosa Parks put herself in a category she didn't quote unquote belong in. You don't think that was wrong?
And what, it's by sitting in front of the bus?
Mm-hmm. That was not a chair for her, right?
And you're comparing that.
You just said that. You just said
No,
putting
no.
yourself in a category you don't belong in. So if it's
That
just
wasn't
merely that, then yeah, Rosa Parks was wrong under your view.
Oh no, that's
Okay,
not
and
it at
that means
all.
it's something more than that.
No, I think that's really all that is, just female spaces being specifically for females and male spaces being for males.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the thing, though. Public
Like,
bathrooms aren't
if you
female
say
and
it
male spaces.
in I don't understand how that's normative, just in virtue of it just sounds like a semantic thing, right? Like white bathrooms, black bathrooms, blue-eyed bathrooms
see,
versus brown-eyed
No,
bathrooms. I
those
can
those
pick
aren't
any.
things though.
I didn't ask if they were things. I said what would it be
But let's
wrong
talk
for?
about what is a thing.
Well, no, do
Those
you know
aren't
what a
things.
hypothetical is?
But why are we speaking about hypotheticals when we could be speaking about
To
what's
test
actually
your
going
logic.
on?
That's why.
Yeah, and my logic's
Okay.
been the same.
Okay, so would it be wrong for a brown-eyed person to go into a blue-eyed bathroom? Would that be morally wrong?
That's not a thing.
I'm gonna need a
So
yes or
I'm
no
not
on that. I'm
answering
sorry.
that. Would it be wrong for a white person to go into black only spaces?
Morally wrong? No, it's a supererogatory good. I already said that.
In your
Now
opinion?
answer my question. Would it be wrong for a brown-eyed person to go into a blue-eyed person's bathroom?
but those things don't exist. So
I
it's
didn't
like
ask if
it's
they
not for me to
existed. I asked would it
answer.
be wrong. By the way, I'm
It
just gonna
depends on
keep
the,
asking the
it
question.
depends.
What would it
For me,
depend
no,
on? It's a category
because
that
the
they
color
don't
the
belong
color
to.
of your eyes don't really. I don't see the importance or
Okay,
relevance
cool.
of the color of someone's eyes.
Yeah, so what you're saying is exactly what I said. And the thing is that that property is not itself reason giving. It doesn't have normative properties.
Yes, it does. Like, for another example, so like
But
a,
you just
a
said it
woman's
doesn't.
restroom.
Wait, hold on. Back up. You just said it doesn't have normative properties, the eye color.
No, wait, what? Sorry.
You said the eye color doesn't have normative properties. That's what you meant. You said it was irrelevant. When you say it's irrelevant, you're talking about it does not have normative properties.
Mm-hmm. It
Okay,
is
and
irrelevant.
that's the same thing with
It's irrelevant
respect to
because
the
it doesn't
Mullerian
exist.
pathway.
That's why
Why does
it's
the Mullerian
irrelevant.
pathway have normative properties in bathrooms?
Oh my goodness. Okay, like I was saying, I don't believe that males should be in female spaces. One, because trans women don't feel comfortable around males, simple as that. And two, there's like other reasons besides just a comfortability level. Like let's say a locker room in a school and there's like Muslim women in there. They can't change around other males. That's like going against their religion and everything like that. So
Yeah.
why would we over here disrespecting someone else's religion?
Yeah.
Those two
Again,
things are
that's
not
compatible.
comparable.
Again, do you know what you know what I mean when I said supererogatory good? You know what I mean by that?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a difference between you're trying to make an obligatory claim, and I'm saying that's compatible with it being a supererogatory claim. You're supposed to you need a further inference that gets it from no, it's not merely supererogatory, it's obligatory, right? So if somebody has like a religion, right? Let's say I was a gay man and I go into a bathroom and some man's religion is don't be in the bathroom of another gay man, and I knew that he was part of that religion. I'm not obligated to not enter that. I'm not obligated to remove myself from that bathroom. That's his
To
religion.
not go in a bathroom with a gay man.
Yeah, let's say that was his religion, and I was gay, and then I would just be like, okay, why would I care about your religion? First of all, your religion's false. Second, if I wanted to be a decent person, and I'm like, okay, he's not harming me or anything like that, I'll just wait until he comes out the bathroom, right? I could do that, but that doesn't mean that me not doing that is wrong. You need to draw an inference to that claim.
So basically, you're saying that these people who don't want them. So basically, you're just holding someone else's comfortability over other
It's not
people.
about comfortability, it's about safety. There's a different.
Yeah,
And
but
you don't think
when it
that.
comes to public accommodations, I see good reason to
Mhm.
say that other people's comfortability are not particularly normative on you. They are supererogatory. But when it comes to your, like for example, I said this to the previous guest, Megan, if it's your property, if it's your private property that is part of your material property, right? Then you do have a claim on your comfortability. They do have your comfortability does have a claim on them. Which is, if they're in your house and they're making you uncomfortable, they are obligated to leave. But in public, why is that true?
I feel like it just opens up an opportunity for, and I'm not, and want to make this very clear. I'm not saying that this is trans women's or trans individuals' fault at all.
Then
At all.
just don't say it. Then it's as
Hey,
simple as that.
I'm still gonna finish.
Then
So,
don't say that beginning
but I
statement.
think I'm going to. So I'm not saying that this is their fault at all, but I do think that allowing people to enter spaces based on their identity does open up opportunity for weirdos to just say, "Hey, I identify this way." They
Well,
just have
if
access to those
it gave
spaces.
them the opportunity, right? That, like, let's just say we granted that it gave them that opportunity, right? That's not going to get your argument off the ground for why they're normatively bound against it. You'd have to produce another argument that that's likely to increase, right? Because let's say you're opening the opportunity. Let's say, for example, the opportunity is opened, but it's actually less likely or something like that. Like it's actually extremely unlikely, like getting struck by lightning or something like that. Like
I wouldn't say it's necessarily unlikely because, majority of these, if we're going by safety, majority of harmful crimes are committed by males. Simple as that.
Yeah, but we're not.
Yes.
We're not
If we're
asking.
allowing
That's
males to
true, but
enter
it
women's
doesn't.
spaces.
Yeah, but that's true. But like, well, I mean, you're saying like interwoman spaces. It you still have to justify why there would be an increase, right? There, like
Well, that
the fact that
it
you're talking,
justified itself.
you said it justifies itself. That's called begging the question.
No, because I just said if we allow individuals to go into bathrooms based on their identity, it opens up the opportunity for these weirdos to have access to females and female spaces. And then I had mentioned that majority of these harmful crimes are committed by males.
Okay, that is
So
a
if we're allowing
hypothesis.
males
Right,
to
wait,
enter,
wait. I want to point out something.
okay,
Okay, so you're saying that if we allow this, right? So in America, there are already no laws, even prohibiting cis men from entering a public women's bathroom, right? Yeah, sure, security can come in and like move them, but there's no laws against it, right? So these weirdos already have access, right? And again, these people are also criminals. They're not going to give a fuck if the sign on the door says biological women. Like, they're just not going to care. They're there to be criminals. A stick figure isn't going to stop them. Like the access is already there.
And this is why I said stop putting this blame onto trans people. It's not trans
I'm not
people's
blaming
fault
them at all.
at what cis men do.
You are.
I'm
You're
not. I
punishing
never said
them
that.
for actions of another group that they cannot control.
And so you guys think that punishing women by allowing males into their spaces
not
It's not
punished like that.
punishing.
When you
If
say
women
You're
are
not being
saying-
restricted.
when you
if women
say-
are saying that they're uncomfortable with males being in their spaces, that is punishing them.
Okay, well, okay, so am I punishing the white supremacist who says he's not comfortable with being in the same bathroom as a black person by allowing a black person in there?
No,
Am
but
I
we're not
punishing
talking
him?
about that. We're
Why am I
talking-
not punishing
You can't
him?
even just answer that question directly.
Why am
You have
well,
to
yeah,
bring
I
up something
disagree.
else.
Yeah, you're not punishing them. So now I'm throwing it
But
back
like
on you.
how? How
Yeah.
is that not punishing them if it's punishing trans women by not allowing them into like
Yeah,
it's the
so
same
in the
thing.
same yeah, okay, so one, in the same way that I'm not punishing the white supremacist by allowing a black person in there. Why? Is because the white supremacist does not have good reasons for their uncomfortability.
Good reason by being entitled to a space, and that's
Yeah,
the space.
the white person isn't entitled to a space on the basis of this property. In this case, the property is the levels of melanin in their skin, right? So they don't have a claim on that's not a claim on the black person. So if it's not a claim on the black person, it's not a claim on me when I'm making the rules. If it's not a claim on me when I'm making the rules, then I'm not punishing that white person.
Okay, so as a female, not wanting a male in her space because the rate of males committing harmful crimes.
Category mistake.
That's a reason right then and there.
No, it's not, because then that's a category mistake. Listen,
Yeah,
you're
see,
saying
where you're messing up.
I'm gonna tell you why it's a category mistake, right? Because you grant exceptions for some males, do you not?
Yeah, I guess so. Like when you brought up the children aspect,
Mm-hmm.
that is different. But these crimes are being committed by children. They're being committed by adult males.
Adult males, okay, are they being committed by gay adult males, for example?
I haven't like really looked into the sexuality statistics on these males, but they're just being committed by males, period.
Okay, well, like if they're committed by males, that includes 7-year-old boys, so that can't be true. So now you've restricted it earlier to adult males, which is true, right? So let's leave it to adult males, but not all adult males, right? It's not 100-year-old men who are doing this, right? It's not gay men who are doing this. If you looked at the statistics, gay men are not assaulting gay men are not assaulting women like straight men are, and likewise trans women are not assaulting women like cis men are, right? So if you're just saying male, that's a broad category, and it seems like the problem is like straight cisgender men. So why wouldn't you just restrict it to straight cisgender men?
Because so then if we're going to restrict it at that, imagine these men say that they identify as being a woman. Then we're supposed to allow them into the spaces?
Well, like you're that's an epistemic question, right? Notice how you just moved from the question
I'm not moving anything. I just
That is an epistemic
directly
question.
addressed what you just said.
No, that's an epistemic question. We're talking about if somebody knows that they're cisgender, if somebody knows that they're transgender, what is going to motivate them in this case? So it seems like your strongest reason would be if somebody knows that they are cisgender male and that they're straight, then they have strong reasons not to go into the women's restroom. However, somebody who's a trans woman, somebody who's a gay man, somebody who's a 7-year-old boy doesn't have that reason, right? Now, that
No.
doesn't say anything. That doesn't say anything about what you know about that person, because you could always be wrong, right? You could be wrong about a cisgender woman going into
Oh
the women's
yeah,
restroom
I'm
that
not
you
saying it's
perceive.
based on how anyone looks at all.
Yeah,
That's
so I
not
don't
a
think it's an
perception thing
epistemic
at all.
question.
It's not a perception thing at all, and I never even said that, not once. But like you said that all these problems had kind of boiled down to it being cisgendered, white, heterosexual males,
I don't know if
right?
it's white. Maybe it is. I didn't look at those statistics, but it makes sense.
Okay, so let's take these cisgendered heterosexual white men,
Mhm.
and if they identified as a woman tomorrow, now we're supposed to allow them into these women's spaces.
Well, when
It
you say
doesn't. That doesn't
when
make
you say
sense.
allow, you mean you're like policing the bathroom, like you're asking everybody
No,
who
but we're
goes in
supposed to
there.
be comfortable with it. Like,
Well, you're not going to be comfortable with like a trans man that you perceive to be a woman. Like when you say
oh my
comfortability,
God.
hold on, Cherry,
Ew.
like you're not understanding.
No, I don't think you're. I
Listen,
think you're
just
purposely
listen to the objection.
not understanding. That's
Listen to the
okay.
objection. Okay. When you say we're supposed to allow this person, you're saying that you don't know that they're a cisgender man. You know that, right?
No.
If they tell you if they are a cisgender, because you're saying that this is a cisgender man who is lying to you about them being a trans woman, right?
I don't think it's it's not even a thing where us
Please
women are
answer the
supposed to
question.
know specifically. Like, it's just, if you are a female, you go in there. If you're not, you're not. It's not based on, it's not us telling you, hey, you're not female, don't be in here. Like, who's just standing at these doors doing that? Nobody.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
MAGA
So what? I don't know
women,
why
MAGA
you brought.
women are doing
Yeah,
that.
I mean they are kind of, but like I don't know why you brought up the
And
epistemic question
that's
then
a
if that's
problem
not
right there.
relevant.
No, it is relevant
Okay,
because
then let me
that's
answer
just,
the question. I was trying to answer it, then you cut me off. Right. So
no,
you
you had
said,
paused for me to answer a question.
well, yeah, but you never
Go
answered
ahead.
the question. So are you talking about a cis man who's lying to you about a trans woman? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so cool. So you misperceive this person's, status as whether they're trans or whether they're cis, and you're misperceiving that, and they're lying to you. So not only are they doing something wrong, right? But you have no epistemic grounds in that case to reasonably object to this person going in there, right? And that's because, right, they're doing something wrong. Now, how is that case any different than a cisgender woman going in there who you perceive to be a cis man telling you that they're a cisgender woman? How's that any different?
See, and I think you completely skipped over. It's not a perception thing for me at all. It's not how, if I think someone looks like a cisgendered man or woman or anything like that. It's not based on looks. It's never been based on looks. Ever.
I didn't say it was based on looks. I'm talking
But
about what you
that's
think
just
is
what you,
true. I'm talking about what you think is, when I say perceive, I'm not just talking about looks. I'm talking about what you think is true about the properties of that person's
but
psychology.
based on how they look, correct? Because what else will we be
No,
going off of? How they
no,
talk?
no. Like you just think that this person is a cisgender man, right?
You're completely changing the question that I asked.
No, I'm not. I said
You
you think
are.
that this person who is in the, listen, this is a cisgender woman. You think that they're a cis man, and you say, hey, why should I allow you in here? Because I'm a cis woman. What's going to be your objections? Answer the question honestly.
If they're a cis woman, then they belong to be in here. That's just that. No
Oh,
matter how they look.
okay,
Like,
okay, cool. Then I mean, it's a moot point then. If there's a cis man who's lying to you,
no.
wait, hold on.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry. If there is a
God.
cis man, if there's a cis man who is lying to you that they are a trans woman, and you don't have any reasonable objection to that, right? All
But
you
you,
can do is hope that they're not like there to harm you, right? In the same way, like this comes up all the
so you're
time.
just
Like,
saying that's completely okay.
who said
What?
it was okay? I just told you what he did was wrong.
So okay, so that's my whole thing. So if we're allowing, it's like, it's literally just giving, and I know you guys are gonna say the opportunity is already there, but it's not as like normalized right now. You know what I mean? It's not very
Trans people
normal.
don't impact this.
Yeah.
Trans people
I
going
just
in and
want to
out of the
say,
bathrooms don't impact whether predators are going to be predators.
right.
Period.
Also,
Stop blaming
I
trans people.
would actually argue the opposite. I would actually say that it's very normalized, right? There's a reason we have this title of grape culture, right? Like,
Mhm.
and in America, our fucking president is a rapist.
Mm-hmm.
So to sit here and say, I don't know where you're from, but for America specifically, it is very normalized, right? There was a kid, an 18-year-old kid who raped and assaulted 2 women, one almost to death, and he literally will not see a single day in a cell. Right? There was a case of he was either in high school or college, who raped a girl from the ages of like 6 to 12. Won't see a single day in jail because he had a bright future, right? We protect predators in this fucking country.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really tired of people acting like we don't. Because when you say it's not normalized, right? And that letting trans people use the bathroom that they want is going to make it normalized for predators to like lurk. They already fucking do. You're using like these shadow or not, is it smoke signals maybe? I don't know. To like
Smoke signals,
villainize,
yes.
yeah, to villainize trans people when in reality, we don't give a fuck about predators as a society. You just want an excuse to be fucking bigoted towards trans people.
No.
This is the only time y'all ever talk about predators is when trans people are brought up. Why aren't you out here trying to solve the predator issue with the cis men that are doing these harms? Because it's not trans women doing these harms. It's cis-het white men. Straight cis-het white men. Why are you not going after that? Why are you not advocating against them? Why aren't you advocating for them for doing more time in jail when they assault people? Why aren't you advocating for education on young boys to teach them not to behave like this? Why are you not advocating against all of these cultures that perpetuate this great culture from being continued? Hello? You don't care about women's safety. You're a bigot.
I'm not.
Like, this is so abundantly clear at this
It's
point.
not.
Oh, but it is. Friends,
Is,
If
I
you
right?
think so,
literally
that's
everyone
just
in
your
the room.
perception, but that's okay.
There's a problem with these prosecutors, right? Who give these lack of sentencing to these predators. Nobody these people are put on a pedestal. They're seen as
Boy, you're
martyrs
cutting out
for
really bad.
men.
Hmm.
Yeah, your connection's bad or something, Boyd.
Am I being rude? What did I say that was rude?
Auntie wanted to ask you a question real quick.
Sorry.
By being in chat when people are talking to you. Focus on
you're
That's
conversation.
rude.
Yeah, don't type in chat
No,
when
it's
you're on
not.
panel.
I've literally been
Don't
communicating
be in
with
chat.
both
If
of
you want to be in chat, you can go back to chat. But if you're on
I'll
panel,
do
focus on
that,
panel.
but I
Okay,
don't know. That's not
Okay.
rude to me, but that's okay.
cool. It's rude to the rest
If
of
you-
us. Okay, you don't get to determine what other people find you doing is rude. That's not how life works.
Okay,
friend.
hon. Okay. And you get to
Auntie wanted to
determine
ask a
what I'm
question.
doing in my intent.
Yeah, I'm just kind of confused because it didn't seem like the person below me answered your question earlier. If it is the case, this person is perceived as a woman, right, and they use the bathroom and they're trans women, that there's going to be a huge problem with it. That's just a question. I'm hopefully you're willing to answer that question. Do you remember Carbon's question, like about 5 seconds ago when he's asked you about perception?
I don't.
Okay, so look, I'll just ask you this now. And if it is the case that this trans woman, is perceived to be as a woman by society, and you think this person is a woman, if they go into the woman's washroom, is there going to be harm done?
No, but I don't think that being a woman is just based on how you're perceived or how you look. I don't think that grants you access to a woman's space just on if society views you as one.
Just to be clear, I'm not trying to get into the whole trans woman, our woman debate right now. I'm just asking you a simple question. Okay, we have this biological male. They go into the woman's washroom. Okay, is it going to be bad that they went into the woman's washroom? You said no. Okay, why isn't it bad? Well, we have a contradiction here, don't we?
Well, no, I don't think that it's right for someone to go into a space that's not designated for them. No, I don't.
You already rejected that earlier.
No.
Yeah,
I
do you
think I
think
did.
Rosa Parks was wrong to go into a space that wasn't designated for her?
She wasn't in a space that wasn't designated for her.
I'm sorry, is a seat a space?
Yes.
And it wasn't designated for her?
Did it have a sign saying white
Yes.
only? Or
Yeah,
was
it
it
said
just
whites
like...
only.
Also, this was a
It
law
said-
that everyone knew
Yeah,
about.
it was a law, but yeah, it said whites only.
It was a
So,
law.
So this was a space, and it was not designated for Rosa Parks. Did she do something wrong?
Sure, yes. Let's say
Oh,
that.
You just got reductioed. I don't know why
oh,
you did that.
Cherry,
What
you're
is wrong
just a
with you?
huge piece of garbage, aren't you?
No, I'm
Are you-
just saying.
No,
Cherry,
it's
are you
clear that
white?
you are.
Like,
The fact
what?
that you could say with your whole chest, yeah, sure. Be so fucking for real. You're being disingenuous as fuck.
I'm not.
Okay.
Then
Oh,
answer
sorry.
the question appropriately.
I did.
No,
Are you-
so you feel that Rosa Parks did something wrong.
No, I don't.
Okay. Then why
Okay,
did you
so
say
answer
yes?
correctly the first time then.
Why are you yelling at me, Nanas?
Okay. Anyway. So,
Literally not yelling at you.
You are.
Okay. So, all right. So
Hello?
you said, so now we got ourselves into a contradiction, right? Contradiction. You affirm the proposition that it's wrong. Oh, Nanners, come back on your backup. I don't know why.
What the
TikTok is-
hell?
Yeah. Just come back on your backup.
Exactly.
Anyway, so you said you affirm the proposition. The proposition is that it's wrong to go into a space that's not designated for you. And then you said it's not wrong to go into a space that's not designated for you. Now, that's just going to be a straight up contradiction, right, Jerry?
Sure.
Okay. So how do we get ourselves out of that contradiction?
Let me think. I mean, I feel like we all can be contradicting at times, just like
I agree.
you guys saying how you shouldn't put someone else's comfortability, or you shouldn't put your own comfortability over someone else's, when in this case you are, and that is being contradicting
In
because
public spaces?
you are putting, yeah.
No, my position is your comfortability drives your actions in public spaces, and it's a supererogatory good to allow other people's comfortability to override your own, again, in public spaces. This is not true for private spaces, right? That's my position. What is the contradiction?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say you specifically, but like a lot of people, like people in chat, how they say that it's not trans people's problem that women are uncomfortable, but like that's contradictory if we were to say it's not women's problem that trans people are uncomfortable.
That's not a contradiction.
It is, because it's literally
That's
the
not a
same.
proposition, and it's negation.
No, it's literally the same thing.
Okay. So how are you going to get yourself out of your contradiction?
Well, like I said, I don't necessarily think I am, because I think that we all can be contradicting at sometimes.
Wait.
And then I just
so
gave
you
an
don't want
example.
to. Okay, so we can all be contradictory, but when we find, like, listen, we're not like omniscient beings, right? So we don't know everything about our beliefs. But when we're aware of a contradiction in our view, we're rationally committed to eliminating that contradiction, right? Do you agree?
Sometimes, yeah.
When is it okay to have a contradictory belief?
I mean, I don't know it. I mean, I guess it just depends
never,
on the
because
thing.
it's false, right?
Well,
When you
no,
have belief,
because
you want true
you
beliefs,
can't say
right?
something's not okay,
A
but yet we're all
contradiction.
having a contradiction.
A contradiction is necessarily false in all possible worlds. It means your
No.
view is just a false view.
So then everybody's view is a false view then.
No,
Not just
okay,
yours.
No,
so
your views specifically on bathrooms and designated spaces is a false view.
No, I don't think so.
yes, because
Okay, yeah.
it violates the laws of logic.
Okay.
Yeah. So so it looks like you
So you're just
I mean,
illogical.
if yeah, it's just like in a debate that's a concession. You just concede the debate that you lost. Like
I mean,
I don't
sure,
know what
I
to say
mean,
after that.
I mean, to me, it's just a conversation on TikTok. But if you
Yeah,
get
but I
off
mean,
to winning,
it
sure.
says requests to debate.
I guess so.
Right? If you didn't see that, maybe. But like, if you're in a conversation and you concede that your view is false, then that's just a concession.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Like,
I mean, you
it's
probably should.
Well, no.
You probably should lose at least
I'm not
one night's
going
of sleep.
to.
I'm
It's-
saying
I'm
you
not
probably
going
should.
to.
Hold on. You should probably lose if you're a rational thinking person, right? You should probably stay up one night and think about your views and say, how can I correct this so where it's more defensible, right? Because nobody has any reason to follow your view if it's false, right?
Well,
Nobody has
actually, no,
any
there's a
reason
lot
to.
of people.
Why would a
I mean,
trans person, why would a trans
okay.
woman say, I'm about to go into this woman's restroom, but Cherry has this view that would stop me, but it's false. She would just go
Well,
in
not
there.
just me. There's a lot of people that, I mean, that's why this is even a debate, because there's a lot of people that not necessarily have the exact same viewpoints, but don't believe that trans people
Yeah,
belong
they
in
do, and
spaces.
and those views are false too. As far
I
as
mean,
I've
yeah,
been
if you say,
acquainted with them.
I mean, yeah, sure, because
Okay.
they say the same thing about your views, and
Yeah, if they can point out the contradiction, I change my view.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and also, like that's kind of like I guess that's kind of a whole conversation. The reason why we have conversations, to make sure that truth, like we know what the truth is other than the falsehoods, right? And the people who agree with me and Carbon are false in virtue of the reason they either lead to a contradiction or they complain and don't actually provide an argument. But I have a second question for you, if you don't mind me asking.
I use the bathroom.
Sure.
So are you saying that it's wrong for a trans woman to go into the washer because they're not quote unquote female, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so then I guess the question I was just like I ask, like, if it is the case you don't have like knowledge that this person is a female or male or not, right? And they go into the washroom, what's the wrong maker in this case? Because if you're saying the wrong maker is specifically, they're going into this place that they're not supposed to be quote unquote allowed to in virtue of their biology, well, you don't have epistemic access to their biology. So then what's the wrong maker here?
So again, I don't think it's like put on women to see if they're telling the truth or not, or see everyone's biological sex. I'm not saying that at all. I think it should be like some sort of honesty within themselves. If they know that they're not females, then they shouldn't be in a space for females. It's not for women.
That doesn't answer the question.
Well, you just asked, like, how would I know?
That's not the question I asked.
Okay, go ahead, re-ask it.
The question I asked specifically, if you don't know, then what's the wrong maker? Because the whole thing on your side is you're contingent, okay, this person is this thing, right? And they can't come in, okay, well, we don't know if this person is this thing. So if we don't have this epistemic access, then what's the wrong maker? We don't have a wrong maker.
Again, it's not for me to know everybody's sex in that space. It's just for like a society being honest. That's all it is.
Okay, so then you don't have a basis of your argument at all. Your argument crumbles based off of this.
If you think so, but I mean,
no, there's a difference between I think and I know. I know so based off
Technological
of what other people
contradiction,
say,
right?
based off of what like academics said.
okay. I mean, okay.
Yeah, so just go back to the drawing board, okay, Chair?
Okay, I'm sure. Is there any more questions?
I mean, I'd giggle like that too if I lost that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what else you want me to do? Cry? Like,
Mind your own
Thank you so much,
business.
Sherry. Well, like,
Mind
yeah,
my
listen, if you
business.
just
Hey, is that Nana's? Are you mad? What's wrong, Nana's? Why is she attacking?
No one's
Alright.
attacking you. Attacking
anyway,
with you.
so I mean that's a
Don't be a
concession.
snowflake.
There's not much else to say then. Thank you. All right.
This is a debate space. I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking your views. Okay. Okay.
All right, keep tapping that screen, folks. Appreciate you for the 61K. Tap that screen. Let's get up to 75. Let's go.
Also, let's not report folks unless they're doing actually harmful things. But also, even if you do, that hurts the live as is, right? So, come on now. Thankfully, it's only a 10-minute one, so whenever Carbon restarts, I can come back on my main.
But like I've noticed, like I've noticed, because I've been debating this topic for a little while now, that every single time that you point something out to a transphobe, they either complain that you're pointing out, or complain that you use logic, or just straight up crash out in general, right?
Yeah, you're attacking me. No, I'm calling out your poor views, right? Your views that are harmful.
Yo,
What's up, Zach? Can I get your age, please?
I'm 19.
All right, what's your best argument, Zach?
I don't believe trans people should be able to use the bathroom or use their preferred bathroom, I'd say, because, first of all, I don't think people can be trans. You can't change your sex or your gender. And I think, we have rules.
What do you think the definition of
Hold
trans
on,
is?
let me finish. Go ahead and finish.
And I think we have sex assigned bathrooms for a reason.
Okay, so I got two
designated
arguments from
places
you.
for an actual reason, yeah.
Okay, so I got two arguments from you. People are not trans in virtue of the fact that you can't change your sex or gender. That's point number one. And point number two is we have sex designated spaces for a reason, presumably a good reason, right?
Yeah, good reason.
Okay, so first things first, when it comes to being trans, what do you think being trans means? The Boyd asked.
It means you're transitioning your gender.
No.
You want to try again?
All right, so you explain me what trans means because it's like it
Yeah,
seems
So
like
trans
yeah,
doesn't
I
mean
will.
transition.
Yeah, so
Okay.
being
Explain.
trans simply means that you have an incongruence with your gender and your sex assigned at birth, right?
There we go.
Yeah. And due to the fact that there are people who have incongruences with their sex assigned at birth and their gender, trans people in fact exist. So
Okay. And so can you explain to me what transgender means then, please?
yeah, so so when we look at linguistics, right? Trans is a prefix.
Tell me the definition of transgender, please.
Yeah, I just did. It's an incongruence with your sex assigned at birth and your gender. Thank you.
Yeah, but
if you would keep up.
There, there's no proof, no studies that actually show that that over 60% accuracy that you can actually see if someone is transgender or not.
Wait, this
That's
I
getting
don't
your
know
brain.
why
You
this guy.
can't.
Okay, that first
That's
of all,
irrelevant.
that's not an objection to what Void just said, right? So that's an epistemic question. How do you know whether somebody's trans or not? Well, it's like, how do you know whether somebody's like mad? Well, like look at their actions or ask them if they're
Okay.
mad, right?
So
Like,
so
the
it's
fuck?
not so it's just
Right.
an
So if
identity,
if
right?
I say somebody's mad because they feel certain sorts of rage towards a situation, you'd be like, well,
Yeah.
I can never tell if somebody's mad if I can't see their face. Like that's not an objection to the definition, right? So that's just going to be a failure.
Yeah,
on your part.
I see where you're coming from, but it's still
Right.
so okay.
And
Oh,
wait,
so
I
point
wasn't
number-
finished. Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And whenever we look at the word transgender, right, we just look the prefix trans means on the opposite, right? The word is explaining is their gender is on the opposite side of their sex assigned at birth, which is the incongruence.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so can you tell me what gender is, please?
Gender is somebody's biopsychosocial schema of how they perceive themselves.
Okay, there we go. So it's a subjective feeling, right?
Yes.
By subjective, you mean it comes from the mind. Yeah, it doesn't come from their elbow.
There's no proof of that, though. You know that, right?
There's no proof of
There is.
subjectivity.
No, there's no proof. You're saying, technically anything, right? That's subjective comes from the mind, but
Yeah.
that there's no. You can't say that. You can't put a
Yeah, you
definition
can't
on it, though.
you can't
You
prove
just said
anything
definition.
that is subjective.
Which is a
Wow.
circular definition of gender. You're just saying it's a feeling. So
Yeah.
if I ask you what a woman is, so my subjective idea of what a man would be completely different than your subjective idea of what a man would be. So therefore, my idea what a man is masculine, and your idea
How is that an
and your
objection?
subjective idea of what a man is
How
your
is that an
subjective
objection,
idea.
Zach?
Your subjective idea of what a man is completely different of mine,
Yeah,
and
how's
therefore
that
it's
an
just
objection?
Is that an objection?
what do you mean?
You're just saying things about how you can't know about another person's view without.
Yeah, if
asking.
it's just
How's
an
that
empty
objection?
label. It's
Well,
all you're saying
that
is an
doesn't
empty label
follow.
for this
That
internal
wouldn't
feeling.
follow
And
from
by
the statements
saying
that
it's
you
an
just
internal
made.
feeling, it's a circular definition.
Well, that wouldn't follow from the statements that you just made.
No, it does follow.
How does it follow? What's the inference that's being made?
Because you're saying that gender is a feeling, and I'm saying
Yeah.
that your feeling of what a specific gender could be completely different than my idea.
Yeah,
of
and
what
just
the,
like
Yeah.
two gay men can have different attractions to two different men. How does that follow that? Therefore, it's like empty.
what are you talking about? So
Listen,
want
you
to tell me
find. Listen, you
feeling
go
is.
up to one gay person.
What is a woman? What is the
I don't know
feeling of
why
a
I'm being
woman?
overtalked right now. Right? So you go up
Make
to a
no
gay
sense.
man, and he says, "I find Dwayne Johnson attractive," right?
Mhm.
And I'm gay, right? And you're like, okay. And then you go up to the next gay man. He says, "I don't find Dwayne Johnson attractive," right? So they have different subjective feelings towards their attraction towards Dwayne Johnson. Do we agree? Before I continue.
Yeah,
Okay. Does it follow from that therefore it's empty, that their attraction is empty? Does that follow?
no, because being
No, it
gay
doesn't.
is
Right? That's crazy work.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Because the definition of gay is being attracted to the opposite sex. So there's a definition of what
Yeah,
gay is. There's no
well, same
definition of what a
sex.
woman is under your guys' definitions,
They
right?
just
Because
gave
it's
you
just a
the
feeling.
definition.
No, you didn't. You just said it's a
okay.
feeling.
Now you just made another inference. You're making the same mistake. Okay, you said if something's a feeling, then it's not a good definition, right? Is
What?
attraction a feeling, Zach?
No, you have to have well, it's attraction to a specific thing, is what you're
Yeah.
saying,
Is
right?
attraction a feeling? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So is it false? Is the definition of like
No,
homosexuality
but you
and
can.
heterosexuality?
But there's a definition
are
of
they
what
empty?
of what attraction is, though.
Yeah, and the attraction is a feeling towards a particular thing. In this case, and with respect to sexuality, towards a particular sex or phenotype.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Yeah,
how
so
do
there
we
you
get
go. You
from
can
the fact
define what
that
it is. You can't
yeah,
define what a gender is. You just
what
say,
are you talk? You said it's a feeling. If something's a feeling, it's empty, right? Heterosexuality is a feeling,
so
therefore it's
why do we
empty,
even have
right?
gender
Listen,
in the first place if it means nothing?
you
Because
well, you're just
you're trying
making the
you're trying
claim.
to
That's
link
a
these two
loaded
things
question. You're
together.
saying it means nothing, but you're
But
supposed
when
to be
somebody comes up
justified. I
to
don't
me
know
and they
why
say
I
they're
keep being
gay,
overtalked, Zach. Stop over talking me. Okay. You're making an inference that if something is a feeling, right, then it means nothing, right? You already reject that. You're just
no,
contradicting yourself.
I'm not contradicting myself at all.
You are. You
Okay,
said,
so
like,
if somebody comes up to me and they say that they're gay, what am I gonna think? I'm thinking that gay is attraction to the other sex, right?
and
So if
attraction
someone
is a
comes up to
feeling,
me,
right? Go ahead.
yeah, but if someone comes up to me and they say I'm gay, but I like a male comes up to me and they say I'm gay, but I like women. Doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah, so why would that be
Because
analogous to
there's a
I'm
definition.
sorry,
But
why would that be analogous to the gender one?
what you're literally using gay as a you're literally using gay as a trying to separate it from
Yeah,
from
you're
gender,
saying
which is a
no.
completely
This is
separate
the
thing, though, right?
objection. You're not tracking the objection. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you again. All right, you made the claim that if a definition is rooted in a feeling, then the definition is meaningless.
What? I didn't say
Right?
that. It's rooted
Yes,
in a
you did.
feeling.
You said because it's a feeling. I heard exactly what you said. All right.
No,
So
because
you said that.
that's what you guys are saying.
No, I didn't
I'm
say
saying
that. You said that. You said
yes,
it's
you
just
did.
a
That's what you
feeling.
guys very
You
well
said
said.
it's. You said in virtue of the fact that it's just a feeling, that means it's meaningless. And now you're backing off the claim.
Well, the feeling has to have a meaning of what your feeling is towards, correct?
Yeah. So what? Okay. So Steelman, what the gender definition was?
Of what the gender definition.
Mhm.
What my idea of a gender is, right? It doesn't class under logical.
What was given to
right?
you? Because you're
Well,
objecting
you
to
guys
the
said it.
definition that
You
was
guys
given
said
to
it. You guys said it's a feeling.
you. A feeling towards what?
You exactly. You didn't tell me. You just said. You
Yeah,
just
they
said it's
did.
an internal
I
feeling.
want you to
Yes, I did.
reach down
No,
into the
you
depths of your
didn't.
mind because you forgot. I want you to
Yes,
try
I
to
did.
steal, man. This is why you're confused because you weren't listening.
You said it. You guys said it. You literally said
Okay,
it's an internal
so
feeling.
all
No, I
Void
didn't.
said, so all
Yes, you
Void
did.
said
All right.
was
Then
all
say it
Void
again, then.
said,
Tell me.
all Void. No, we're not going to give it to you again, right? Because we're going to make you remember, right? So your claim is that all Void said was gender is a feeling, and she stopped. That's your claim?
It's not exactly what she said, but
Okay, what did she
it's the
say?
definite. It's the basic thing of. I can't even remember exactly what she
Oh,
said.
you
but
don't
that's
remember what she
out of it
said,
because
but
that's
you
what it
know that
means.
she said it was just a feeling?
I don't remember the exact words that
Yeah,
came out
that's
of her
crazy
mouth,
word.
but that's what she was implying.
Okay, so your argument's kind of falling apart.
No, it
now.
wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No,
Because
no, it
you won't
wasn't.
tell me
Because
again because you
shut
know
the
that's
fuck
what
up.
the-
No, because if you knew the words that were coming out of my mouth, you would understand that it's not just a feeling. Your inability to understand the words that I use is not my fault.
Can I talk?
Yeah, that's why I stopped,
But
right?
that- but
Usually
that-
when it stops a sentence, that's when you start.
But you
Typically.
When I talk, you guys move. Okay, but
I was in
But
the middle of my
I-
sentence and yours started.
But what I said is that it's you guys were trying to say that it's not something in the brain after you said that it was an internal feeling. So, right?
What? You said it. We said that it's not
No.
something in the brain?
Yes, I tried
I-
to say that there's. I tried to say that, and you guys were like, "Oh, that's completely irrelevant to the topic." Because I said because I
This
made the
guy
claim
has
that you
no
cannot.
tracking ability, like whatsoever, with respect
I have
to
no
where this
tracking
conversation
ability.
went. I love this.
No, because you guys are making these definitions more like you're just trying to say, "Oh, it's an incongruence with your sex," but you won't tell me what the
Yeah.
incongruence is.
What do you think an incongruence is? If you, what do you think
It's
that
like a
word
difference,
is?
like when they don't match up.
Yeah.
But that's not the matter though.
Do you understand, like, okay, so you understand, like, if there's like a man who's like 5'4", and he has he sees strong reason or desire to be like 5'10". You understand that sense of incongruence, right?
Say that again.
If a man is like 5'4", and he sees strong reason or desire for him to be 5'10" or 11, you understand that as a congruence, right?
Sure.
Okay, so if I just say that he has this incongruence between what he actually is, right? You understand that concept, right?
Yeah. So he
why are
thinks
you
he should be.
confused in
He
this
thinks he should be
case?
6 foot, but he's not, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you understand what an incongruence means.
But yeah, but
With
6
respect
foot
to
is
your
something,
physical,
is something
with
No, I think it is, but you guys
Okay,
don't.
so if
'cause you guys
somebody
won't tell me what it
sees that
is.
they're, if somebody
You won't tell me what a
sees,
woman is. What is a
so
woman?
if somebody, I'm sorry, you asked what it means to be transgender, so that's what we're doing, right? So
No, I asked what gender is.
you said what's the incongruence, and the incongruence was with respect to what their perceived sex is. So if somebody sees that they have a penis, right? So if somebody sees that they have a penis, right? That's a physical property, right? And there's an incongruence. They don't think they should have that penis. Do we agree?
Well, that's sex. That's not gender. You guys should separate them.
No. Oh my God, we're saying the incongruence is with one's personal sex.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, and you understand,
sex is not just
you
defined by
understand,
genitalia.
you understand, I know that, right? So in this case,
Yeah.
they see that it's an extension of one's sex typically, right? And they don't want that.
Yeah.
Do you agree? It's a part of their phenotype, right?
Okay. So we're not gonna we're no, but just for the argument, like just for this debate, I'm just saying we're not including intersex people, right?
I mean, if it becomes relevant, right? But that's we're not relevant with that right now, right?
Yeah,
So
okay,
if somebody says, if somebody perceives males to typically have, you know, a penis, right? And they have a penis and they don't want that penis because like they have an incongruence with their like biological sex, right? That's an incongruence. You understand that, right?
You said typically perceived of what a male is.
Yeah,
It's an
males
objective
typically
fact
have
of what a male
penises.
is.
Do we agree?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you understand the incongruence. I don't understand what the confusion is.
Yeah, but you're saying the incongruence is they have a penis, right? But they have a feeling, they have a thought, a feeling
About
that they
what?
want to be the opposite gender, right?
Uh-huh.
But you won't. So what is that feeling, right?
What do you mean? What does that feel? The same feeling
What is the feeling?
like it's a similar feeling to the guy who's 5'4" and he doesn't want to be 5'4" anymore. That feeling.
But it's
There's
a
an incongruence.
feeling though, right?
Yeah, it's
Am
a
I right or
feeling.
wrong?
All right.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
And then
So now-
and then that's a feeling that's an
now I ask-
incongruence.
Okay.
Yeah, so it
So-
looks
so
like
now
you
I ask you-
okay, so you understand what an incongruence is. Awesome, I love it.
Yeah, I've understand it this entire time, but now let me ask you, what is?
That's interesting because earlier
Okay.
you said you didn't understand it. Now you're saying
No,
you do
I did.
understand
I
it.
gave you a definition.
Oh, okay, so you do understand it. So you were lying.
No, I didn't. I gave you a
love that.
definition of what it was. Like, what are you talking about, man?
No,
This is
I
the-
told you what incongruence was, and I told you what incongruence meant. Like, for example, if you look at the DSM-5, one of the criteria for gender dysphoria is being trans. They do note that there's an incongruence between one's gender and one's sex, right?
Yeah, and the incongruence is based on a feeling. But what is the feeling? What is a woman? What are they feeling when they feel like they're supposed to be a woman?
What do you mean? What are they feeling?
What is the feeling of like, what is they say I want to be a woman? What is a woman?
Well, presumably when they say I want to be a woman, right? There's two different senses, right? So if
No,
what
I'm
you
asking
mean,
you
I don't
what-
know why I'm being
what is a
overtalked.
woman?
I don't know why I'm being overtalked. Presumably, when you say that they want to be, like you're saying they want to be female, which is true. A lot of trans women do have a desire to be female, right? And that's what you mean by woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's the incongruence, right? Because they have a male biology.
I'm not talking about
or-
incongruences.
Yeah, I am, right? Because you're talking about the desire to be female, are you not?
Well, this depends on if you guys are separating gender or sex, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
in this case, we're
typically.
just talking about sex, right? And they have this desire to be female, right?
oh, so we're talking about like changing your sex and not your gender, right? Which is not possible. You can't possibly
Radstorm
change
Crow,
your
thank you for the $2. I got you. I'm sorry, say that again.
Say what again?
You just said something. I had like music going off. What'd you say?
I was saying that you can't change your sex.
Yeah, no trans person disagrees with that.
Yeah, exactly. There's the thing. So you can't change it.
Yeah,
So
they
you're trying to
they
say
agree
that.
that they can change their phenotype.
So you're saying what a woman is someone who is who identifies as a woman. Let's just say is that what your definition?
would you
You
think
still haven't
that?
told me. You still haven't, what is the definition of a woman? Please tell me. That's all I'm
Yeah,
asking.
there's
just so
many
you can
different
be-
definitions of woman. One is adult human female. Another is a gender that's typically associated with the psychosocial schema associated with females. Another is like,
circular definition.
how is that circular?
A woman is someone who is is the psychosocial schema of a woman.
No, that's not what I said. Did I say
It
woman
is.
in that definition?
Yeah, you did. You said
No,
a
I
woman
said
is someone.
female.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we're tying
that's
it to
crazy
we're tying it to a
wording. Yeah,
biological trait that you can change,
Yeah,
right?
that's crazy how that works. That's crazy that
Exactly,
it's not
exactly.
identical to being female, right? Yeah, another definition is an adult human with a persistent net preference or desire or sees reason to be female, or at least be associated with being female, right? There's somebody like that. There's a few other definitions. There's more philosophically loaded definitions, like infinite disjunctive sets and things like that. Yeah, so it really depends on what we're talking about there. Anyway, so you don't have any objections to those, but regardless, like, yeah. So when it comes to, I'm sorry, when it comes, I'm sorry, what's your objection to trans women using a woman's restroom?
Wait, but I just wanted to make this clear real quick. So someone can think, okay, I feel like I want to be a woman, I'm present as a woman, and people are going to look at me as a woman, people are going to treat me like a woman, but it doesn't make me a woman. Can we agree on that, right?
What do you mean when you say woman?
I mean a human female. That's
no trans woman believes that they are female.
exactly. So trans women aren't women.
Right. When you say trans women are women, you're saying trans women are not female?
I'm saying trans women aren't women, which is just another.
That
way
didn't
of
answer
saying
my
female.
question. When you say trans women are not women, you're saying trans women are not adult human females, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what trans woman thinks that they are female?
I mean, some do.
No, they don't. At least not in the sense that you're using it. At least not in the sense that you're using it, right? Like, if what you mean by female is they have this reproductive capacity, right? So what trans woman believes that they can, like, they produce eggs?
They think that if they have.
Tell me what trans woman, name one, who believes that they can produce eggs.
Not produce eggs, but they think that they're the opposite. Not every single woman produces eggs, or not every single female produces
What
eggs.
trans woman believes that they have a Mullerian pathway that's ordered around producing eggs?
Exactly, right there.
Tell me where.
So,
give me one. No, that was a challenge to you.
Name one. This is not. But that's not what people are saying.
Okay,
hey,
when
listen,
you say trans women are not. Okay,
that's what we agree.
Listen,
like
you don't understand.
Is a female?
I don't know why I'm being. Is there a reason why I'm being overtalked right now?
No, I'm trying to.
I'm still being overtalked right now. Okay, so Zach, when you say trans women are not women, by woman you mean adult human female, and by female you mean Mullerian pathways ordered something around producing the large gamete, right? So now when we substitute out those words, you're saying trans women are not people who are not an adult human who have a Mullerian pathway that's ordered around producing large gametes.
Yeah.
Now,
So
when you say trans women are not women, you're just agreeing with trans women in that sense of the word woman. You're just saying no trans woman, at least that I've ever seen ever, believes that they have a Mullerian pathway that's ordered towards producing large gametes. Zero. So when you say that, you're just saying something trivial. You're not adding anything to the conversation.
So here's where most trans people actually disagree with me is on that exact definition of what a female is. So they try to say, if you take enough surgeries, enough like hormone change or whatever, and you outweigh the traits of a male over the female one, which that definition, the one structured large production of large gametes, is that definition of a female is not changeable by any surgeries and is not changeable and is not by any single intersex.
I'm sorry, so you're saying they have a different definition of female?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that okay, cool. So in that sense, trans woman or woman, right?
No, because they're trying to completely change the definition, which is not
wait.
possible.
In that sense of female, trans woman or woman, do we agree?
If they think that they can completely change over their which is like, I mean, yes, exactly,
okay, so in one sense of woman, trans women are not women. In another sense of woman, trans women are women. This is trivial.
But we're talking
how
about
is this a fucking debate?
We're talking about what biology says. If someone says,
anyway, I appreciate you, Zach, for coming up. But Radstorm did pay to kick you. Thank you so much, Radstorm, for paying in that banked kick from yesterday. Thank you so much, Radstorm. Let me read some of the earlier super chats that I got. Callers, should non-feminine cis women be questioned? I think she was talking about Cherry. I appreciate you. All right, let's get some debates in here. I'll take one more, and then we're gonna do like the lesbian topic. Jesus Christ, that was terrible. Oh, that was too easy though. Let's see.
Holy shit, that was terrible.
Yeah. Let's try this guy.
Yeah, that guy was all over the place. I could not follow one
Could
word
not
he was
track.
saying.
All right,
Unfortunately, I was dealing with crotch goblins, so I couldn't engage much.
All right, Faith, you are live. Can I get your age, please?
Yeah, I'm 19.
All right, what's your argument?
Oh, well, I don't believe that they should be using the bathroom. I don't think that a man should be in the bathroom with a biological woman.
Yeah, that's to repeat the claim. I'm asking for the argument for it.
The argument for it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that any
I
rape.
bet. Join what I just sent you. Look how many views it got.
I don't know why this guy's like. I'm sorry. Say it again.
Yeah, no worries. The fact that any rapist could come in and just, pretend to be a woman and say he's a woman. There's multiple videos that have gone viral of literally child molesters that have gone into bathrooms and been allowed in bathrooms. And multiple videos, I'm not lying to you, where literally the dad goes in and finds, right before his daughter goes in the bathroom, finds the guy in there already waiting for the little girl to go in.
Okay, so I got an argument from you. So it's the case that it could be that a person who is not trans could claim to be trans and grape someone in the women's restroom. Therefore, no male should use the women's restroom. Is that the argument?
Yes, no biological male.
Okay. So first of all, that's just going to be a non sequitur. Second, like that's just going to be true whether trans women go in there or not, right? Because that's also true if a cis woman only cis women were to go in there, right? Because I can make the same inference. I could say, well, if cis women are allowed in the women's restroom, a cis man could claim to be a trans woman and go into the women's restroom.
I'm sorry, but a cis woman doesn't have a penis. How are they gonna rape another woman?
I didn't say that they were raping. If you didn't interrupt me, you would have heard the rest of the proposition.
And there's no such thing as cis this. It's male,
you're still interrupting me. You realize I don't know why I'm being overtalked. Is there a reason why you started overtalking me?
No, do you want me to explain?
No, did you want me to finish my sentence? Because you just you didn't understand what the argument was because you interrupted me.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's consistent with cis women not using if only cis women were to use the restroom, it could be the case that a cis man could go in there, claim to be a trans woman, and grape a woman. Do we agree?
Yeah. If you don't mind me asking,
I'm sorry. Was that a sincere yes, or was that a dismissive yeah?
I'm trying to understand your argument. What does cis mean? I have no idea what cis means.
They're not trans.
On the same set of.
Oh, okay. I thought every man who is gay is a sissy. Cis.
No.
That's what sissy means.
CIS, not SIS.
Okay.
Christ,
Okay. Okay, that's what you meant. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So what was your argument again? One more time.
Okay. It's true that if cis women use the woman's restroom, then a cis man could claim to be a trans woman and grape a cis woman. Do we agree?
Yes.
Okay, so that therefore the inference there is that therefore cis women should not be allowed to use women's restroom.
Yes.
Okay, so nobody can use the women's restroom.
Well, no, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. I'm not saying rape is okay. I'm not saying that anyone raping anyone is okay.
Do you not understand what I'm saying?
But the thing is, the Bible calls all pedophiles rapists. And
I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to bring up the Bible, right? Like your God
bring
is
up the Bible, Leviticus 20:13.
Okay.
The Bible says that
God is a rapist.
The death penalty.
How old was Mary?
On homos.
How old was Mary?
What do you mean? How old was Mary? Mary was 21.
No, she the fuck was not. Hello?
What?
At oldest
She was no more
I don't
than
read the
youngest, she was
HIV
12.
version how you people do.
Hello?
I don't read the AIDS version how you guys do. I read the KJV.
The KJV is the worst version to use. Are you fucking
It's the
kidding
only
me?
version to use.
Okay,
It was
listen.
written by a
The
man who wanted to get away
Okay.
with degeneracy. Be
One
so
second.
for real.
Yeah.
One second,
and then-
Starbucks lady. The KJV is the
Bro,
only
you are
version.
really bad at rhetoric. Don't try that. Don't do that
stupid.
again. You're
What
really
rhetoric?
bad.
I don't know.
Okay, so
Oh,
anyway,
shit, I got
you don't know how to roast. Anyway, so in the Bible, Deuteronomy 21:10, for example, your God allows for minor women, young little girls, and number 31 to be stolen from their countries and raped by men.
Yet again, I don't know what the hell kind of version you're reading. You're probably reading the AIDS version, probably.
You want me to pull up the King James version?
Yes, please. Let's all do it.
Is that the
Please.
one that you? Is that the one?
While you're at it.
Yeah, I'm about to pull. I have number 31.
Numbers
Yeah,
31.
Number 31.
I have it right now. So okay, so you support the King James version. That's the correct interpretation, correct?
Turn me up.
This motherfucker.
Perfect.
You can unmute now.
Sent you an invite, jerk off.
in Numbers 31:16, right?
I believe it's 16 or 18. I believe it's 16.
It's starting from 17, yeah. Well, starting from 16, yeah. Waiting on you, buddy.
We sent you an invite.
So ask your God how to unmute. I don't know, like, bro, what are you doing?
Ask your God how to
I
unmute.
try to unmute and then somebody keeps pressing the mute button.
Nobody was pressing the mute button, but whatever. Okay.
Seems like
Yeah.
that,
So behold, these
button you
caused
press,
the children of
button.
Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. Now, therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known a man by lying with him. But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. What are they going to do with these little girls?
Women,
These little virgin
children.
girls. What are they going to do with them, Faith? Tell me.
Yeah, women, children. That was referred to women back then who were virgins. That's what the Bible's saying.
No, because that would be redundant. It says all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him. Right? So that's a predicate among women children. Right? That's not analytically the case. Right? So that's going to be a failure on your part. Try again.
Yeah. Well, what verse is it? Let me grab it.
Numbers 31.
It's
Numbers 31.
16 to 18.
Okay. Numbers 31, 16 to 18. Oh, I was just reading this the other week.
I bet you were. And you're
Damn,
still a
you forgot
Christian.
it
That's
that
crazy.
quick?
Well, I like reading Leviticus 20:13, the one that says the homo should be put to death. But anyway, Numbers.
Yeah, I know that you support murder. You're a Christian.
Yeah, my church
Yeah,
actually went
you
viral
support.
on the news.
Listen,
You
yeah,
should check out,
I know
the
you.
show.
You follow degenerates, evil pastors, and you support murder and grape. I understand. I know. That's why you are the way you are.
Numbers. What?
We know,
Numbers
we
31,
know
verse
if it's
18.
legal, you'd have a little.
Numbers
you'd have a
31,
little
verse
sex
18.
slavery.
Let's see
We
here.
know.
Yeah, you don't have to like tell us that you're evil. We know.
You're a shit person, by the way. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, he knows. He knows.
Well, you don't know.
W
you don't know
ontological.
your gender, so I don't know why the hell
Bro,
you're talking.
you think
woman.
murder and grape is morally
Your
permissible?
ass
There's
is
nothing
probably
that you
sore
can
right
say.
now from how many penises you've taken up your ass. So
This little kid.
you know.
This little kid.
Let's see here.
100. I'll give you
Yeah.
$100.
Can you read? I'm sorry, I didn't. I don't know.
Okay,
If,
it
I know
says.
some of you right wingers.
It says now, therefore kill. Well, some of you left wings don't know what the hell you're.
Yeah, you don't know how to read, but go ahead.
Therefore, kill
We'll
every
walk you
male
through it.
among the little ones, and kill every woman that had known man by lying with him. But all the women children that have not known a man.
Keep reading.
I'm sorry, it keeps muting me. It keeps saying.
Yeah.
Read
Keep
it.
reading.
Nobody.
But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves.
Yeah,
What's
that's
that mean?
crazy. What are they gonna do with these little girls that are virgins? Tell me. I'm
That's
so
not,
curious.
yet again. That's not a little girl. That's just.
What is
that
a
was
children?
the-
What are children? What are
you know
children?
what adult
What are
was back
children?
then?
Faith, tell me what children are.
This guy.
I mean, apparently Mary was an adult and she was 12. So
Mary was not 12. She was
mean-
21.
No. Find me
He was
any
21.
fucking scholarly consensus.
I removed them because the TikTok guidelines. But yeah, anyway.
Mary was 21. That's the first time
You
I've ever heard a
stupid
person
fuck.
ever
I
admit
hate
she
you
was in her
bitches.
20s. Did you really like break me up because that motherfucker started talking about Christianity? You son of a bitch.
I wanted you to go off on them, but TikTok was about to take it down. So like,
God damn it.
I'm about to restart with the lesbian topic though. Jesus Christ.
Good. So I can
bro.
go back to my other fucking account. Ugh.
Oh my God. These people today. Mary had a fake ID. It's crazy.
When I tell you I've been all over debate talk and I've only gotten 6 hours of sleep since yesterday, I'm dying.
Crazy. All right, guys. I'm gonna do a quick restart. It should be back in about 30 seconds. We're gonna come back with the lesbian topic, debate a couple bigots, and then we're gonna call it a night. I did say this was gonna be a short stream, so we'll do the lesbian topic, and then yeah. So be back in about 30 seconds. Appreciate you guys.
Okay.
Yay, let's go.
All right. Oh, yellow. Sorry about that. There we go. Where's the topic at?
Oh, this feels so much better.
Why is it going to be a short string, Carbon?
I gotta watch Welcome to Derry, and I'm kind of tired.
Yeah,
so.
you do. Yeah, you do. So that we can talk about it.
3 weeks. Or some more strange.
Spots, can I get your age, please? Thank you, guys.
I'm
No, you're not.
22.
That's a
Whatever you're about to
female.
tell me is wrong. Right? I can already tell you.
That is what, 22 weeks?
It's still morally permissible. Okay, Mosey, can I get your age, please?
I'm 15.
That's crazy, bro.
23. 23,
What?
bro.
All right.
Imagine being a
What's
man
your,
and your voice going that high.
bro.
I'm
All right,
23.
what's your
Hold up.
what is your argument?
Yeah, so why lesbians being wrong?
Yeah, he's gonna say it.
Yeah.
Watch.
What am I gonna say? As
Go
part
ahead.
of the pride community.
hmm
Is that what you're waiting for?
No, I'm waiting for you to give an argument.
Oh. Yeah, so it's part of the pride community, and you know the pride community supports trans people, so it kind of correlated to trans people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay, so if you support trans people, then you're wrong, and that's your position.
Yeah, I mean, if you support trans people, I don't know how you can be right about
Okay,
anything.
cool. And let's just make sure we're being logically consistent. A gay person who doesn't support trans people, they're doing nothing wrong, correct?
A gay person doing what?
If a gay person doesn't support trans people, then they're doing nothing wrong. Right?
That doesn't even work. How is that even?
Yeah, there are
there
gay people who are
don't support
anti-trans.
trans people. Right? So for those people, right, my question to you is, are they wrong?
Actually, I kind of still think you're wrong.
Is this
And I
brain
think
breaking
you're-
or something? Like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
listen.
I can give you like real people examples, right? For
Yeah.
example, Jeffree Star. He's anti-trans, but he's very clearly a homosexual.
Okay,
He's
okay,
he's a Trump supporter. He's been very public about being anti-trans.
okay. But obviously, you have the free will to do whatever you want with your body. But listen, don't you think this is a bit concerning to society and humanity?
what?
Because listen, if lesbians get together and if there's nothing wrong with it, then there's not gonna be any more babies being born.
Yeah,
This
so
is gonna
you
be the fault
can
of man.
be a lesbian and have babies. I don't understand what the problem is. What's the issue? What's the contradiction?
You're just gonna impregnate her.
Yeah, so you can go through IVF in the future that we do able to do IVG. Problem solved.
I don't know. I think most lesbians are lesbian because they don't want to have like a, you know, they want to have a man. They don't want to have a kid.
No,
So
so
you
most
know-
lesbians
That's
are
not true.
lesbians because certain genes express themselves in the way that the brain formed in utero, and then he runs away. I love it.
He's a runner. He's a track star.
Yeah, he's a trash person anyways. This is the same kid who last week was saying anyone who's friends with someone who's more than 2 years different from you is immoral and should be jailed.
Damn, Annie. I guess you should go to jail.
Apparently.
That's
All right, who next?
odd. That's odd.
Very.
Auntie, what is up with the upside down question mark? Audrey, thank you for the coconut.
Yeah, picked up a while back.
Don't piss me off, Auntie.
What? It's just something I picked up a while back. Okay, can
Just,
guy be
like I
different? Like,
see
what's-
it all the time. Like somebody, like a guest is talking, and I just see an upside down fucking question.
Cause like I'm confused.
I think it's more like the
Huh? Yeah, like the dog tilt. Yeah. Most
Trust me.
lesbians are lesbians because they don't want you, caller. Exactly. Thank you guys for reaching the gift goal. Reset it.
I'm not like other Phil bros. I'm a cool Phil bro.
Not everybody copying you now.
I told you it's in a couple of years it's gonna be the new question mark. Trust me.
Oh my god.
My culture is not a costume.
Girl.
I had to. I'm so sorry. He was right there.
All right, if you do think that it's wrong to be in a gay relationship, go and hop on the guest request. We'd love to talk to you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Everybody else, go and tap that screen. Tap it like it owes you money. Tap on the left side. Let's get up to 25K. I appreciate you. Let's go. Again, if you think it's wrong to be in a gay relationship, go and hop on the guest request.
So I want to say, I said that to like, do you know whenever Skims put out that the bra with like the fake piercings? I commented, I was like, my culture is not your costume.
Big special shout out to is it Adri or Audrey? Mama. Thank you so much for the galaxy. I appreciate you. You are the top gifter for tonight's stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you. Again, if you are a Trump supporter, actually we're not debating that, but you know what? Most of you guys are homophobic anyway. So yeah, go ahead and hop on the guest request, and we'd love to talk to you. But yeah, if you do think it's wrong to be in a gay relationship,
there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah, there's a lot of overlap there between degeneracy 1.0 and degeneracy 2.0, right? Trump supporter and homophobia, those are both bottom of the barrel moral failures, right? So go ahead and hop on in the guest
John
request.
got a lot to say in the comments.
Get on up here, Johnny boy.
Come on, I sent you a request. Let's go. Become a title gifter. Hell yeah. All right, let's get the next person in here. Hopefully it's actually somebody who wants to debate. You are live. Can I get your age, please?
22.
All right, what's your argument, man?
So is the topic just lesbian marriage, or is that just one of the topics?
That's just like for TikTok not suppressing it. They don't like the word gay in print for some reason. So just why is it wrong to be date gaily?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily. Oh,
yeah. Bye bye, guy.
Get fucked.
See, I told you, like nobody can debate this shit. Like everybody's like just trolling. I love it.
What did he do?
No matter. I'm not even gonna say it. It's fine.
Just a degenerate thing to say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give him the space. Anyway, if you do want to debate, go and hop on the guest request.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello, can I get your age, please?
Yeah, I'm 23.
All right, cool. What's your argument?
So why lesbianism is wrong?
Why do you think it's wrong to be in a gay relationship?
No procreation.
No procreation? What's the argument that if you're in a gay relationship, you're not procreating?
Well, you can't have children.
What's the argument for that? I'm asking.
You can't have children. I just told you.
Yeah, you're just restating the claim. What's the argument for that?
Well,
you
that
think
would be
they're
a population
infertile all of
difference.
a sudden if they're in a gay relationship?
Oh, two women can have kids together?
Well, it doesn't follow that if two women can't have kids, that therefore a lesbian can't procreate. That doesn't follow.
Well, how would she procreate with her partner?
Well, now you changed the claim. You said they can't procreate. Now you're saying they can't procreate with their partner. Which one is it?
They cannot procreate in a relationship like that. What do you mean?
Okay, so cool. So justify that position, because now you're back to they can't procreate. Which is your view? They can't procreate with the person that they're with, or they can't procreate simpliciter?
Bro, two women cannot have kids.
Okay. When you say they can't have kids, you're saying they can't have kids with each other, or they just can't have kids?
Yeah, they can't have kids with each other. They can't procreate.
Okay.
Procreate means having kids with each other.
Okay, so change your. I don't know why you said they can't procreate. They can procreate.
You know what procreate
They just
means?
can't. Yeah, they can't procreate with their partner. That's a different claim.
That's
than they
literally
can't
what
procreate.
the topic
I'm
is
sorry.
about. You don't have to explain that.
Yeah, you do, because like
No, let's get into the meat and potatoes and
yeah,
stop
a
trying to
lesbian
get a
couple.
gotcha.
No, you just lied earlier.
No, I didn't lie. They can't
yeah, you
have
lied.
children.
You said that they.
No,
Yeah,
I
they
didn't.
can. So
They
no
can't.
lesbian has ever gone to an IVF clinic and gotten pregnant. Is that your position?
No, two women can't have children.
That's not the question I asked. Did you want to answer the question that I asked you?
Two women can't have children, brother.
That's not the question that I asked.
What
Answer
I
the
just
question.
said.
What did I just say?
So has any
Can you respond to the
lesbian woman?
statement?
No,
Can
I need you
can
to
two
stop
women have
dodging. I'm
children?
not going to allow you to dodge the question. The question was very simple. Has there ever been a case in which a lesbian has gone to an IVF clinic and gotten pregnant? Now that's just going to be a simple yes or no question. And I'm not going to allow you to dodge, because if you dodge, I will repeat the question.
Yeah, but that's not them two having kids together.
Okay, so is that a yes or was that a no?
Two people can have kids together, bro.
That's not a yes or a no. Can I get a yes or no to my question?
You don't have to. I'm not gonna be put in your box. You could just drop
Okay,
it.
well, I'm just gonna keep asking the same question. You're gonna drop yourself, or somebody's gonna pay to kick you, or you're gonna answer the question. One of those are gonna happen first.
Someone's gonna pay to kick me.
Yeah, somebody can pay to kick you. It's how they support the stream. Now, I would just rather you just answer the question so we can move on.
Why don't we just stick to the topic, bro? Stop.
Yeah,
trying to
we
get
are.
back
So
to-
lesbians?
You know you're wrong.
Can
when you can't have a
lesbians?
good
Can
conversation.
lesbians procreate at an IVF clinic?
Can two lesbians have?
That didn't
kids
answer my question. You're asking a question is not answering a question.
Can two lesbians have kids together?
So I'm gonna ask the question again. I told you I'm not gonna drop the question. Right. So
Fine.
can
So
a
you're just
lesbian
wasting
can
the
they
viewers'
get pregnant at an IVF clinic? Yes or no?
Can two people have?
That's
kids
not
together?
an answer to my question. I'm just gonna keep repeating. Can they go to an IVF clinic and get pregnant? Yes or no? Because your original position was that lesbians can't get pregnant. A lesbian that goes to an IVF clinic can get pregnant. Therefore, your argument is false. So I'm gonna
Not
ask
false.
you this
They have
question.
kids
So
with each
now
other.
answer the question: can a lesbian, in your view, go
They
to an
cannot
IVF
have
clinic? I don't know
kids
why
with
I'm being
each other.
overtalked right now.
Can
So,
adopt.
okay, I still don't know why I'm being overtalked right now. The question is: can a lesbian go to an IVF clinic and get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. Don't
Have a
dodge.
surrogacy. They can't have kids together.
Okay, so that's a yes. Okay, cool. So lesbians can
They're
procreate, and now
Not-
we're gonna move away. I don't know why I'm being overtalked, right? So now we moved from lesbians can't procreate to lesbians can't procreate with their partner. Is that the
can't
claim that
procreate.
you want to rest on?
Point. We're literally talking about two partners.
I'm sorry, they can't go with their partner, correct? That's the
They
new
cannot have
position,
kids with
right?
each other. They
Okay,
can't
cool.
have- they
Now
can't
that's a new position. Now we're gonna address
Literally
that
what I said
position.
when I came in here,
Now
you dumbass.
we're gonna address that position. Now, why is
That's
it
what
the
I
case
said the
that
whole
I don't know why
time,
I'm being
because-
overtalked? So why
don't
is it
give
the
a
case
fuck.
that if two people can't procreate with each other, then it's therefore wrong for them to be with each other?
They can't contribute to what we're put on Earth to do.
Okay, so you think infertile couples are wrong, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So when you said they were put on Earth by what? What do you mean?
They were put on Earth to keep the population going.
What's the
That's
argument
literally
for
all
that?
we're here to do.
What's the argument for that?
If not, we would cease to exist.
No, I'm asking you what the argument is that we were put on.
The argument
for a
is that
purpose.
if we would cease to exist if we didn't procreate.
Yeah, that's a descriptive claim, but you made a purpose claim.
Thank you,
right?
James, in the
So
comments.
your
for sending
purpose,
me
just to be
some
clear,
cards.
when you said purpose, right?
Thank
That's
you, James,
normative
for the
language,
goats.
right?
Come again?
Okay, yeah, I will. A whole bunch, all over. Okay, so the question was, when you use the word purpose, you mean normatively, right? You
Stop
don't know what
dodging.
normative
They
means.
can't procreate.
Yeah, I heard you the first time, right? But you said they can't procreate, right? We agree. I agree with you that under current technological constraints, two women cannot procreate with each other, right? Now, the question that's being asked is why would that make it wrong? And you said what makes it wrong is because they were put here for a purpose. Now, when you use the word purpose, I don't know why I'm being overtalked. When you
You're lying
use the
about-
word, I don't know why I'm being overtalked, right?
bro.
When you use the word purpose, right, is that normative language?
Nope, that's not what I said.
Okay, you said for they were put here for a reason, right?
No, I
That's-
said they were here to keep the population going. That's what
When you say to, they were here too. Is that normative language?
we are all here to keep the population going.
When you okay, that's a purpose, right?
That's what I said, dickhead.
Okay, cool. So you did say purpose. So you lied when you said that you didn't.
Part
mean
of my
purpose.
sentence. I said the
okay,
purpose
cool.
of
So
us
when you
being
say
here-
purpose, okay. So when you say purpose, is that normative?
That's our purpose, bro.
That didn't answer my question. Is that normative?
To answer
There's
your
two
question,
different
bud.
senses of purpose. One that's typically
you for the
normative,
lightning bolts,
and
Randy.
another that is not purpose, right? So which one are you saying?
I can't answer because I keep getting muted. So I'm
Yeah,
just
so
gonna-
I'm sorry, let me give you the rules for muting, okay? Rule number 1, if you
Is that
overtalk, you get, I
fact?
don't see you're violating rule number 1. If you overtalk, you get muted. So you see how this
Yeah,
works.
yeah,
Now,
my
and you're still doing it. So now you're getting muted because you're violating the rule that I just gave you. Okay?
Being invited.
So you're doing it again. You're learning how this works really quickly. Hopefully I just helped
keeps
you out.
inviting.
Okay, cool. Now, rule number 2, right, is if you don't answer a question directly, you get muted, right? So now, yeah, I mean, like you're dodging every question because they're making you uncomfortable, right? So as long as you don't, violate those rules, you're gonna be fine. Now, when you use the word purpose, is that normative language? That's a yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now, so what is the argument that our purpose here is to procreate?
Because if not, we'd cease to exist.
That's descriptive.
That's what I just told you.
That doesn't follow that if we cease to exist, that therefore our purpose is to be here to procreate. That doesn't follow.
Yes, it does. Because if not, we wouldn't be here.
What's
We
the
wouldn't be
argument
alive
for
right
that
now,
conditional
dumbass.
statement? What's the argument for that conditional statement?
If your parents didn't meet, you wouldn't be here, idiot.
Yeah, if my parents were listen, if my parents were
Your
both white,
parents
I
are
would
in a
also listen.
heterosexual
If
relationship
my
right now.
if my parents in a heterosexual relationship were both white, I wouldn't be here. Do you agree?
You'd be someone else.
Yeah, I would be so I wouldn't be here, correct?
Another form of life would be.
Yeah, it wouldn't be me, right?
Republican.
It wouldn't be me, right?
It'd be someone else.
Yeah, so that means under
Yeah,
that
no,
view,
you-
it seems
I don't
like
care
under
if
that
it's you.
view,
It's
yeah,
another
yeah,
human.
you're saying you did say you wouldn't be
care
here. You
less
do
if it's
care
you
about
or
whether it's
another
you.
person. It has to be a person.
Okay,
a
so
human
I wouldn't
body,
be
a
here. I
sentient.
wouldn't be here if my parents were an interracial couple. Therefore, all couples should be interracial couples. What's the
I
flaw
never
in that
said
reasoning?
That's not what I said.
No, I
I
didn't
don't
say
care
that's
about
what
you
you
at
said.
all. I
That.
care
Like
about the human race.
that's your no. Like people wouldn't be here. Like many people would not be here if it weren't.
people
for,
wouldn't be here.
Yeah, if it weren't for interracial couples. Right?
I don't mind interracial couples. I'm not racist.
Yeah, I didn't say you were racist, but I'm saying it follows from that fact that if I wouldn't be here, this life wouldn't be here if it
Yeah, but
weren't
I
for
don't
the fact
care
that my
about you. I already
yeah
told
you don't
As long
have to
as
care
there's- as
about
long
me.
as
The
there's human
argument
life-
is agnostic to who the person is, as long as it's a life.
Yeah, as long as it's a life, exactly. Thank you, James, for the chili.
Cool, awesome. Now, so I'm trying to figure out why is it so like when it comes to infertile couples, just to be clear, if you like had a girlfriend or something like that and she couldn't reproduce or you can reproduce, like you were infertile, she would be justified in like leaving you or you would leave
Oh
her,
yeah,
right?
100%. I have no value.
Okay, yeah, you would have no value. So your value is only your sperm, right?
That's the main thing we're here for. Yeah.
Okay, so you've lost your value as a person if you don't have sperm,
Yeah.
correct?
Well, I'm not. Thank God.
So can we like unalive people who are infertile?
No, I wouldn't say unalive. That's inhumane. But
Why?
they definitely are in a lower class of society.
Why? Why can't we unalive them?
Because they're already alive. That'd be murder.
Yeah, I mean, what,
It's
are
like
you a
abortion's
vegan? I'm
murder.
sorry, are you a vegan?
Yeah, I am.
You are a vegan. But
Yeah.
wait, abortion is murder?
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry, can fetuses produce sperm?
I mean, can a baby? Like, what the fuck?
Wait, so like just to be clear, you're pro-life, right?
Honestly, I really don't give a fuck.
You don't give a fuck about murder?
Of course I do. That's a stupid question.
Okay, so you should care about like abortion if it's
yeah, I'm
murder,
obviously
then you
being
should probably
I'm
care about
obviously
it,
being
right?
sarcastic. I'm
Okay,
obviously
so
being
are you
sarcastic.
pro-life?
Yep.
Okay, so if you found out that this child had a genetic condition to where they won't have a reproductive system, then it's okay to murder and commit an
Sure,
abortion, right?
because they're useless to society.
Okay, so you're useless to
You're
society
about
if
a
you don't
dumb
reproduce.
Hold on, that fat bitch is saying something to me. What'd you say, Void?
Bro, like you got nothing to say when your voice is like high pitched as fuck, bro. You don't
I would
got
beat
anything
the
to
shit out
say.
of you.
But
You're a
anyway, so
dumb
the
bitch.
question was, okay, so anyway, so you said that people don't have value to society if they don't reproduce. Is that the position?
Yeah. Thanks, James.
Yeah, so
for-
adopting children is like not a value to society?
well, they're already here, so someone.
I didn't ask that.
If a heterosexual couple wants to, that's fine.
Yeah, so if okay, so just a heterosexual couple, not a single
Yeah.
person or a gay couple?
No, I think it's a little bit strange.
Why is it strange?
It just strikes me as a little bit weird.
Okay, so one, we got you in a contradiction, so it's
No,
not
I
the
didn't.
only value. Yeah, I'm trying to give you the contradiction.
Alright,
The
go ahead, buddy.
contradiction, I don't know why I'm being overtalked. So the first contradiction that you gave was that the only value, you're valueless in society if you don't reproduce. And then I told you that, this couple that doesn't reproduce but adopts, they are valued to society. So that's a contradiction. Second, I don't understand why it would be wrong for like a gay couple or a single person to like adopt a child.
Let me respond to that. First of all, the children are already here, so they're alive and well. I don't think two fucking dykes wanting to adopt a kid is.
Yeah, get out of here, degenerate.
Don't
Like,
fucking
listen,
say
like
it.
these little degenerates, they come up here. These little degenerates, they come up here because they lose the debate, and so they don't want to drop themselves. So they know that using slurs is going to get them dropped. That's the reason why they do that. by the way.
Death by mod.
Yeah, they do that because they don't like they're losing the debate.
Because they have no fucking argument. Y'all are intellectually inept.
Love it.
I think you can.
And also it's the thing that they're all irrational. Just to be clear, making like it bothers my mind that he made what's the thing? He made a value claim based off of a purpose, right? And
he wasn't able to justify it. Yeah.
I don't know, mate. I swear I don't think he understands teleology or teleology at all, or anything about value claims. And he's just trying to pretend like he has an argument to justify his beliefs, even though his beliefs are extremely irrational. Like what? Let's lock in here.
All right. If you do want to debate, go and hop on the guest request. Where's Satan at? This one I saw Satan in the guest. There we go. All right. If you are somebody who thinks that it's wrong to be in a gay relationship, go ahead and hop on the guest request. We'd love to talk to you. If you don't think that it's wrong, please do not join the guest request. Thank you so much. Everybody else, just keep tapping that screen. Let's get on up to 25,000. Thank you.
How the fuck you not gonna let me up here with that baby bitch? Why the fuck would you not let me up for that?
Because we knew it'd devolve.
It already
Real
did.
fast.
Gabe, you're live. Can I get your age, please? If you load in. All right, let me know when it loads in. I gotta get some water.
Well, he's teacupped. So.
Gabe, come back to the app.
R.I.P. Gabe, I guess.
While we're reading, we can get those likes up to 50K. Those shares could easily be 100. Oh, bye, Gabe. Make sure you're sending tips and gifts to host and the panelists. It helps keep the stream going, especially in the holiday season. Things are tight for a lot of folks, so anything helps. Appreciate you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Watch, I come up and then all the fun conversations fucking stop.
Yeah, it's because now they're like, it's more like masks than femmes.
And it's like they're scared of like Aramis aura. Let's just say that they're scared of Aramis aura.
I will kick you immediately.
Come on! I had to say that.
Hey, speaking of, did you the thing that I messaged you about earlier? Did you find anything out?
No, I haven't talked to him yet. Actually, I'll message him right now. Give me a second.
Thank you. W.
Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate you.
My grandpappy was George W. Bush.
I thought you said my grandpappy
so
was
sorry.
Jewish, and I was really wondering where the fuck that came from.
George
I was like, what are you talking about?
I mean, maybe his grandpappy was Jewish. I don't know.
Chance, can I get your age, please?
I have one question.
That's crazy, bro.
That's a
Get out of here.
fetus. No, you're still
literally
in
a
the abortion
child.
is
You
okay
ask questions like every
realm.
3 seconds.
I have one question.
But
What's
why?
for...
But why? But why?
Why so serious?
Go ask your parents for help with your homework and go night-night, okay, bud?
Yeah, it's a school night. What the fuck are we doing?
Skibbity W Riz.
Hello, can I
Stop,
get
you're
your age,
attracting
please?
them.
Jesus. How old are you?
I'm 13
No,
years old.
That's crazy, bro.
Oh my
What is
God.
going on? School
The way
out
I
or something?
screamed. Help. Yes, it's Christmas break.
Jesus.
Where?
There's some states that are already out. My school isn't out until 2 weeks. Some people get
Ends
to
up
go
next
home.
week. Jealous bitches
All right,
and jealous
I'm clearing out the guest request. Please, if you are 18 or older and you are, somebody who thinks that it's wrong to be gay, join the guest request, please. Thank you.
If you at least tried to graduate high school, please hit the request button.
No, it's a requirement.
All right, hello, can I get your age, please?
Hello, I'm 22 years old.
What's your argument?
Okay, so in my Hindu culture, we don't like lesbians. Okay.
All right, what's the argument I'm asking?
So, like in our Hindu culture, we believe that Indians are very bad people, and we also hate niggers. But anyway, I will go back to being Hindu.
Oh, Mr. By the way, it's Mr.
No, you should. You should.
Yeah.
You
All right,
should
I'm
end your
just gonna
subscription to
I'm
life.
just gonna start this. If I think you're trolling, I'm kicking you. Sorry, Carbon, not just gonna do it. I'm not waiting for the fucking 25. I'm just
Anyway,
gonna
thank
do
you
it.
so much for the gingerbread. I appreciate you. W. That's
That was very
compensation
true.
for the last 20 minutes. I'm gonna use that as compensation for the last 20 minutes. All right.
Was it the same guy who came up with the Elmo profile? I feel like it was.
Yeah, they're all the
It
same.
sounded very similar.
All right. Anyway, if you wanted a debate, go and hop on the guest request. Looks like a lot of these people are scared to defend their position. So yeah, go ahead and hop on in. Let's go.
Or maybe, just maybe, they realize their position's actually terrible and they're trying to gain more knowledge on the position.
Yeah. If I knew my position,
Well, then
was
they wouldn't drop
correct,
the hard
then
R.
I would be.
Monty, you haven't been on TikTok long enough.
Well, I've been on here for a pretty long time. Just not on like this.
Been on here for a couple of years.
There ain't no saving them, man. They're lost causes.
Oh no, I'm just agree with you. There's no way there's no saving anybody on this
You
app.
can't save nobody. It went too far in the other direction. We just gotta let them go. We gotta let the glove slip.
Precisely.
W. Mindy.
WWW Mindy.
Out of here.
Thank you, Mindy.
Thank you, Mindy.
No, that's cool. Fuck me, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, since there's nobody in
This is what you get for
That's what
being
Papa
an
just
XY.
Oh,
It's
Listen.
0345.
Oh,
W.
Never mind.
All right, Nat, I sent you a request. Your God doesn't exist. He's not real. And if he did exist, he would support gay people. So either way, you're wrong.
WJL. WJL and Mindy.
Thank you, Blue Skies. Thank you for the heart.
And yeah, my Cash App is in bio. Gifts really don't help out a lot, but Cash App does.
Hello, can
Yeah,
I get your
someone
age,
send
please?
Logic $20 now,
Oh, that guy's going. Okay.
or else I'll haunt you, and not in the good way.
Oh, and I officially changed the name, like the actual profile name from some guy from New Jersey to Atheist for Logic. So there we go.
There you go. Hello, can I get your age?
Yo, yeah, I'm 20. I just came up here not to really debate, but I just want to say that this prompt is fat.
It's fat?
That was a good catch, Logic.
You say it was fat?
Fact.
I don't know. I don't care. I said what I said earlier.
He was definitely going to drop the F slur.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is what happens when you're not able to defend your view and you know that you can't defend your view, right? You get like this, these little degenerate trolls, but
Dumbasses.
But that's
No,
that's
see,
why they
being a
do it. If they
degenerate can be
could,
fun.
defend their view, they would debate it. But that's why they won't debate the view. Just letting you guys know.
Stupid. He said it was fact. I thought he was going to say facts, but we're just looking for ops, friend.
I don't care. If you're not an op, get the fuck out. Sorry. Not doing it. Not doing it. We don't need any more friends. We have enough.
We have plenty of people up here. I don't think
Anybody
it's a
else
really
on
good
that?
idea that I just drink 2 energy drinks back to back at 1 a.m.
The way I would go to sleep so fucking fast.
You need.
They
to
don't
slow
do
down.
anything.
You need to slow down.
Slow
You're not my dad.
down.
I'm
You're not
daddy.
my dad.
Listen to me.
That's technically he is daddy, and then Carbon is father. So
My
yeah.
daddy's dead.
Same.
Daddy
Not
was
in reality.
there to take me to the fair.
Bro, what the fuck you like, bro? What? Why you back?
Why are
Why
you
you back?
back?
Yeah.
What's your
You
argument?
gonna talk more
Do you
about
have-
weird things?
Oh, no, he's gone. Okay.
He forgot he was
Just-
already in here. He's live
I
jumping
think-
right now.
Is he?
That's what it seems
I
like.
think he
I've
just
seen him in a
has
lot of
a
spaces.
humiliation
recently.
kink.
Oh, absolutely. The way that he gets humiliated in Crow and in other spaces. It's hilarious to watch, man.
Are you excited for the new episode?
Darn tootin'.
Is it Welcome to Derry?
Of Derry, yeah.
I haven't even watched the fourth one
I
fully
haven't
yet.
watched any of them yet, so please.
Well, no one's talking to you, so
Oh my god, same here, saying what?
I'm
Watch
waiting
it!
Until I'm waiting until it comes out in one long sitting so I can just binge it.
I mean, honestly, I get that. I kind of wish I would have done that because this waiting
The only
with my
reason
week sucks.
I'm waiting on Stranger Things is because I'm forced to.
Yeah, next week's gonna be Stranger Things, and then you got Avatar, the Avengers Doomsday trailer. Next week's gonna be crazy.
It's
I
not
know.
so
Stranger Things doesn't
yes,
come
it is.
out.
Yes, it is.
Stranger Things isn't
Stranger
till
Things
Christmas.
Christmas.
No,
yes.
that's.
Christmas Day.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, the 24th, the 25th. Sorry. Yeah, a few days after. So the
four
next
episodes,
week
four
or so.
episodes come out on Christmas, and then one episode comes out on New Year's, which is the
What's with
stupidest
these
fucking thing.
fucks releasing this shit on like holidays? Like they released it on
'Cause all the
Thanksgiving,
people
right?
are gonna be together.
Capital-
Like, shouldn't you have more people apart?
Yeah,
Shouldn't you release it when most
Yeah,
like
just
people are
stream.
apart, where like they have different Netflix accounts, right? Like.
Right.
I think they're
Right.
purposely doing it to make you tired the next day.
I don't know
They're
why
like, "Listen,
TikTok
we're
is
gonna do
doing
Christmas."
this. Void, come back on your backup. Like themes
Good
that may
job.
find uncomfortable. Did you say something, or is it? It seems to be when people's cameras on. I don't.
Was it because of the cleavage?
I don't know.
It could have been because of the cleavage.
It's weird.
Or
I'm actually excited for spring 2026 because we're gonna have Invincible. We're gonna have The Boys. We're gonna have Daredevil and all that type of stuff. Because I'm more of a comic book nerd. to be
Spider-Man,
honest.
Brand New Day.
Yeah.
Odyssey. Odyssey's coming out. That's gonna be cool. New guest, can I get your age, please? Okay, new guest isn't here, so we're gonna drop you. All right, let's
He's
get
not
some
weird
people
ass
in here
anymore.
who actually wants to debate. Let me know if you're opposition. We'll get you up here if you think that it's wrong to be in a gay relationship. Silly, can I get your age, please? Oh, it's still loading in. What the fuck, bro? Okay, so Silly's not here. I don't know what the fuck is going on. These people not loading in. TikTok, maybe TikTok's wrong. Let's try this guy again. Can I get your
Yeah.
age, please?
22.
All right, what's your argument?
The argument, it would be that it's immorally wrong. That's my argument. See,
Yeah, I know that you think it's wrong. I'm asking why.
But you see this picture right here, it just looks wrong. It looks out of the norm.
Why?
It doesn't
So
look
it's wrong
normal.
because it's not normal?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the argument.
Can I ask how tall you are?
6'1".
Is 6'1" normal?
I call bullshit.
Kind of normal.
Is it, no, what is it normal?
I mean, yeah, it is.
No, it's not. So
abnormal.
what's the average height of a male?
It's
Are
like
you above
5'8".
average? Yeah, it's 5'9", right? And you're above average. What it means to be above average is to be not normal. Are you not? Are you wrong?
No, but not normal would be like 8 foot or 7 foot. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, would it be wrong?
Like
Is
6
Yao
foot
Ming just a
normal.
wrong person because he's like 7 foot?
He didn't do anything to be like that. So
Okay,
no.
so he's
But
not
you
wrong.
did
So it's not
something
wrong to not be
like-
normal. Is it wrong to do things that are not normal?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Why couldn't-
Okay,
why
cool. What do you
couldn't I
think?
just be-
Yeah, let's just go through some cases of things that are not normal, right? And remember, what we understand normal to be is deviating from the average. Does the average person go to medical school?
No.
Is it wrong to go to medical school?
But it's still a normal thing.
No, it's not. It's
not
very, very,
normal.
very, very, very few people go to medical school. It's
So-
it's very rare. So my question to you is, you're making an
It's socially
inference.
accepted.
If yeah, okay, it's socially accepted. The question is whether it should be, right? You said it's wrong because it's not
Yeah.
normal, right? So going to medical school is not normal, therefore it's wrong. I don't know what. It's done. The argument's over.
I just don't understand. Why
You
do
don't-
keep
you don't understand.
You don't understand what? Hold on, let me hear him.
why do you keep introducing new things? Like your desire to just change and change and change. You want to just try new things. why can't you just be like, you know what I'm saying, full society?
Yeah,
Just
so
how
like,
we have
wait,
always
so
been a
you're
man and women.
saying, first of all, being gay is as old as the human race existed. There's always been gay people, so it's not a new thing to be gay. That's point number one. Point number two, you don't have an argument for why it's wrong. People can come up with some new sport tomorrow that's really fun. And it's not wrong to do that sport. It's going to be wrong based on the properties that it has. It's not going to be because it's not normal. You don't believe that. You don't believe something's wrong because it's not normal. That's just like, that's a stupid argument. Come on, give me something better.
Yeah, but it's also harmful, like, for society.
Tell me how.
So like a woman who gets married to another woman, their family's probably gonna, you know, disagree. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna break families apart. It's gonna create families.
Okay, so now that's something to do about the family's reaction to it, but the family could be wrong, right? Because, like, for example, like in the 1950s, in the South, if you were a white person and you dated a black person, your family would object to it, right?
For what?
If in the Jim Crow South, the 1950s, if you were a white person and you dated a black person, your family would object to it. They would be like, you know, mad at you about that,
They would
right?
call you a race traitor.
You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't make interracial marriage wrong just because your family disagrees with it, right?
Right, but you have listen. Yeah, sure. But you have to pick. You know what I'm saying? You have to pick one. You have to pick risk versus reward. In this case, risk is worse. It's a
What's the risk?
of your family breaking apart. You know, the family is much more important than I would say this, but so you know what I'm saying. So you shouldn't sacrifice your family to be with
Okay,
another.
so you think a white person in the 50s is wrong for dating a black person just because their family doesn't want to?
Like, that example is not inherently wrong, but it would be kind of understandable because you would not break the boundary with your family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
Over the
you
belief.
can say, listen, like if you love someone and you don't really have a reason not to date them on the grounds of the relationship itself, and then somebody's like racist, right? That's not a reason to like not date that person, even if it's your family. In the same way, if your family is homophobic and they don't want you dating somebody of the same sex as you, that's not a reason not to date them. That's a reason to change your family's mind and sit them down and say, hey, you're wrong about this, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I just want to preface that if I found the love of my life, and they just so happened to be a woman, and my family didn't support that, I would not speak to my family because family should want you to be happy. You know, because when you find a partner, that is now your new primary family.
But like, out of every human you find, like, why can't you just not be a man?
Because they're not
Yeah,
attracted
because
to men.
I'm
It's
not
like me
attracted
asking
to
you.
men.
Yeah, it's like me asking you as a
Well, I
straight
am, but
man
like,
to like why not be with a woman? I mean, why not be with a man? So the reasons that you would object to being with a man is the same reasons a lesbians would. They wouldn't. It would be a non-consensual relationship. They'd be with somebody that they're not even at all romantically or sexually attracted to, right? You agree with that, right?
Yeah, do you want to take me home to meet your parents?
No. But I'm following.
I promise I'll make a very good impression.
Alright, but look, I'm following default settings of a human being. So I'm just following
Default settings like
Yeah,
we're a
but now
fucking
you're just
phone.
making a normal argument again. But I thought we got out of that.
That's what I'm saying,
I
like,
thought we went away from that argument, whether you're
you're making
normal or
all
not.
these arguments. Yeah, I know, but you're making all these arguments to find logical inconsistencies within
Yes.
my argument.
Yes.
But you can't just like agree, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just something
Yeah,
within
listen.
you that you can't explain.
No, it's not. It's
It
not
makes
in
you
me
feel
to.
weird.
It's not in me. I don't see anything wrong with two women being in a relationship, and that's in you. You were probably raised that way by maybe like a Christian family. I don't know, but you were conditioned to believe that. And listen, like people are conditioned to believe all sorts of things. Like you go to another country, people are conditioned to believe like you shouldn't do certain things. Like if you wear too much clothes, actually. There's like certain societies where they're like nudist societies, and if you wear clothes, it's like socially taboo. And they're just like, oh, I just feel that you're wrong wearing that thing over your genitals, right? That just feels wrong, right? That's because you were raised that way. But that doesn't tell me anything. That's just all that tells me is some facts about your psychology. It doesn't tell me if that person, the two women, have any good reason to not date each other.
Like the
just
problem
because
here is
you
like,
object to it.
yeah, yeah. Like, where's the limit? You know what I'm saying? Like, actually, like, where's the limit?
Yeah, the
'Cause you guys-
limit. Yeah, the limit is whenever there's good reason to object to it. That's the limit. Whenever somebody has a reasonable objection to it, then that's the limit, right?
No,
you don't have a
yeah.
reasonable objection to 2 women and 2 men to be get together. Therefore, that's within the limits.
Yeah, but I mean,
But if your kid were to come home and tell you that they were gay, what would you do?
Damn. I would probably,
That's not
This should not be a fucking difficult question.
no, I would probably sit him down and just talk them out of it. You know what I'm saying?
You think you can talk somebody out of being gay?
Can I talk you out of being straight?
Yeah. Would that be possible? You think I could convince you to sit on my dick?
Oh.
Listen.
He's about to
Answer the
laugh.
question.
He was about to laugh, bro.
No, I'm being 100% serious. Do you think I could convince you in order to ride it for 20 minutes?
Well, it's arched,
got
by the
me
way.
convinced.
You can't convince me, but listen, that's the thing.
So why do you think you can convince your child that they don't have the urges that they do? They aren't attracted to the people that they are. They aren't loving the people that they love.
I gotta say, like, from a religious perspective.
Fuck your religion.
You'd be wrong.
Like
You'd
this,
be wrong.
it leads down to one of 2 things every time we have this conversation. Either you're bullshit mythology, or you're in fact gay and you're kind of self-conscious about it. So now we know your bullshit religion is making you say this shit.
Well, and SP, just for the record, I'll give you the flip side of that conversation. You sitting down your child and trying to convince them that they're wrong with how they feel. You don't have a relationship with this child. They don't trust you any longer. Nothing you say or do can fix this until you end your bigotry, right? It's not going to change them being gay, right? We're still going to be gay, even if you don't like it. We may try to like pray the gay away and go through lots of trauma because of that. But at the end of the day, we're still going to be fucking gay. This is something that's inherently a part of us and always has been.
But if my son became gay, you know what I'm saying?
He
I
didn't-
would still
He didn't
support.
become gay, friend. He's always been gay. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
but it's still my son. Like, I would still support my son, but it would be a hard thing. It would be a hard thing to accept, but I would still support him.
But listen, if you're just saying, like, you're just saying you would try to talk him out of it, right? Presumably you would try to talk him out of it based on grounds of things that you brought up in this debate. But so far, you haven't brought up any reasons for why your child should be talked out of it at all.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, if I knew, like, for some reason, I knew before my wife got pregnant, you know, I knew before that he was gonna be a gay son, I would probably not.
If your wife was pregnant when you knew the fetus was going to be a gay person, would you get an abortion? Would you? Would it be
No,
permissible for her to get an
I
abortion?
don't support abortions.
Oh, so you would? Okay, so there's a line there, right? But like, I'm trying to understand, like, why would you talk your child out of something that you don't have reasons to talk them out of it?
Holy eugenics.
It's
you
because
gotta-
like
just saying.
Yeah, I
like,
can tell you why.
Mhm.
It's,
Go
it's
ahead.
because this life, I see this life as a test. So some things that you might do or have desire towards, it's just regarded as a test. And if you pass the test by not upholding those desires, it means that you're following God.
Listen,
So-
I agree that not all desires should be followed, right? But the reason why we shouldn't follow all desires is because we can recognize reasons not to follow them, right? And those are the reasons you're supposed to be presenting today. So far, you haven't done so. Like, for example, a P3DO, they have a desire, and they have extremely strong, decisive reasons not to follow that desire. And we can go through all the arguments for why they shouldn't do that, right? But, like, what's going to be the reason why a lesbian, I don't know, she's in the gym, she sees a baddie doing the hip abductors, she goes up to her and says, you know, I saw you from across the way. I saved the last dance for you. I think I want to say, oh, and then she like gives her phone number. Like, what did she do that was wrong?
You're muted. You're muffled. You're underwater.
that was a
Uncover
Chris
your
Brown
mic.
reference.
Oh yeah,
There
I
you
can't
go.
really provide a reason apart from like the fact this is like it's based down on subjectiveness. we should just follow objective morality because we shouldn't argue.
Okay, so
things that-
objective morality, supposedly, if that existed, right? Supposedly, there's an argument, right, that concludes that if objective morals are true or they exist or whatever, right, you can presumably give me an argument that goes from that statement to therefore it's wrong to be in a same-sex relationship, and that's all I'm asking you for.
I don't know. Maybe I can find a study that's like harmful. I don't know if I can find it.
Okay. Yeah,
But,
if you can
like-
give me any study or argument, you're always welcome back up here, okay?
All right, sure.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yes.
Maybe look at that eugenic comment.
Yeah, that was fucking wild.
Unpack that heavily, please.
Okay, Hiko, can I get
Weirdo.
your age, please?
Yes, I'm right too.
All right, what's your argument, Kahiko?
I mean, this is gonna be like a hear me out real quick. So like, don't just like go crazy off rip. But I feel like the only argument you can make is that there are not enough people having kids, especially
So the
white
birth
people.
rate?
Yes. And not enough people
It's-
having kids,
Did
so
you-
it's wrong to be in a gay relationship, basically, something like that, right?
There's a lot of unpacking you can do on it, but yes, that's kind of the main standpoint on why
Wait,
it's wrong.
really quick. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. You said there's not enough people having kids, especially white people.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, well, yeah, that's just the problem of you not getting enough pussy. But like, when it comes to,
You know, that's why it's like kind of like a.
well, hold on. So wait,
an
I'm
adult
sorry, like,
conversation
I
than
don't-
just saying bullshit like that. You know what I mean?
anyway,
Well,
well, I'm just
you're
saying, like
racist,
that's
so-
just true. But like, regardless, I'm not here to have like a racial eugenics question. Okay, so when it comes to gay people, right? Lesbians are not attracted to men. So even if you were to like, even if they agreed with you that they shouldn't be with a woman, right? That doesn't mean that they're going to procreate with the men. Do you agree?
Are you asking me a question? Or are you?
Yeah.
I didn't hear.
Sorry. How does it follow that if why would you think that if you restrict a lesbian from like being with women that therefore she's going to procreate with men?
I'm not restricting, right? I'm not
Morally,
like,
you are.
against. I mean, see, that's why it's a lot to unpack on the discussion about it because it's not something that can just be fixed, right? It's always going to be a thing, and will always be a thing, no matter if you make it right or wrong, like legally. But I believe that it's a problem for society.
Yeah, if it's only a problem, well, at least you can only even make an argument that it's a problem.
That's an argument I made.
Well, no, it's not an argument if you can't
for
show.
like, people
Can I
drastically
tell you
down.
why it's not a problem, right? Or why it's not a problem? Because if it's the case that lesbians decided not to date each other, and then somehow the birth rates went up, right? That's a connection. That's an inference that you have to make that somehow lesbians would then choose to be with men, but lesbians aren't attracted to men, right? Like, look here. Let me put it on
I
you.
understand your argument.
Okay, so like, let's say Kahiko, you're a man, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if the only way for you to reproduce is to have your back blown out by another man, would you do it?
If that's the only way in a hypothetical situation,
Yeah.
am I attracted to him? Am I attracted to him?
You're not. You're still attracted to women in this case.
Would I do it? No.
Yeah. You said yes? No? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear
I
you.
said no. Yeah.
You know, right? Because that would be grape, right?
Grape? I don't think it'd be grape.
You don't think it'd be grape to have sex with somebody that you don't want to have sex with?
If I didn't want to have sex with them, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
okay.
consent
Well,
to.
then,
Yeah, you don't consent to it. That's great.
Consent versus wanting to is
It's kind of like generally the same thing.
Well,
They're
if
coextensive.
you want to, that typically means that's consent.
Yeah. But like, listen, like, okay, if you wouldn't do it because you would think that, you know, you're not attracted to this person, but nonetheless, like, they're the only person that you can procreate with. Well, that's the same situation that a lesbian's in. They're not attracted to men. Nonetheless, currently under technological constraints, that is the only people that they can procreate with. Then I mean,
Yeah, I
they're
get
just
that.
doing what you would do. They would just not procreate, which it
Yeah,
wouldn't
no, I
fi-
get
it
it.
wouldn't
That's why
it
there's a lot to
wouldn't
unpack.
fix the issue.
Yeah, it's not fixing the issue. There's no. I'm not saying to fix. There's nothing to fix.
Okay, well then that can't be
That's
the
the
argument
that's
for why
just
it's
the-
wrong to be in a
no,
gay
that's it.
relationship.
It's not wrong to be in a gay relationship. It
Oh.
causes problems in society.
It's not wrong. I just want more white babies. That's literally your entire
Yeah,
fucking
like,
life.
I'm only looking for people who think it's
not
wrong to be in a
fully
gay
wrong.
relationship.
The only reason why you can say it is wrong is because there's not enough yes.
Well, that wouldn't follow either. We just showed that doesn't follow.
How does it not follow?
Yeah. So, like for example, do you think it's
Okay,
wrong
well,
to be
let me ask
in
you this
a,
question. Are the birth rates...
Wait, I don't know why I asked
word here. Are the
question.
birth rates positive or negative?
Right now, they're going down, as far as I know. But I don't see why that
And
has anything to
the
do with
correlation between that and the amount of gay people
No.
in a society?
It's gone up and down.
That's
Well, if
there's-
it's correlated, like gay people have always been roughly the same percentage of the population, and yet birth rates go up and down all the time, right? So they're not
Yeah.
really that strongly correlated. Secondly, we've already shown that even if you even if like every gay person agreed with you that they shouldn't be in a same-sex relationship, they're not going to be with somebody that they're not attracted to, so they're not going to contribute to this increase in birth rates. Point number 3, some gay couples do actually like reproduce, like some like women go out and go to the IVF clinic and things like that, so they're
Yeah, I like
already
that better.
reproducing. And then yeah, so like it's not really that related to most birth rate things are due to like economic issues. Usually as people's material wealth goes up, the number of kids they have per household goes down, you know, all these sorts of things.
Yeah, the argument still stands in my opinion, though.
I just showed you how it doesn't. That's just you repeating the claim, so
Hold
that's
on.
not an
You
objection.
made a claim that the LGBTQIA plus rates increased. What's the greatest increase?
No, I asked you
of
if they
that group?
increase. I didn't say if they did or
No,
not.
they
I was
have. But
asking
what's
you
the
guys a question.
What's the greatest percentage of that group?
The
that
greatest
increased?
percentage?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Bisexual people.
Oh, like there's been more bisexual people?
There are more bisexual
Yeah.
people. People identifying as bisexual.
Yes,
so your
out of
case
the
of they won't
20%,
reproduce isn't true.
so out of the 20% of people who identify as queer, right? Over half of that 20% identify as bisexual, so they would still be in that pool of hetero passing. Like me, for example, right? I am bisexual. I had children with a man. Nonetheless, I'm still LGBTQ.
Or me, who's married to a cis man. Doesn't change my attraction and my interactions that I've had.
Right,
with
because
other
now
women
me
or
and
other people.
Nanners go to Scissor City sometimes.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I'm with a cis woman.
and I'm like literally at a
throuple,
throuple, so.
Auntie wanted to ask you a question.
Oh, well, my question is gonna be like roughly the same. Like, okay, well, let's just like let me grant you that for some reason.
Can you speak up?
Like, wait, let me I'm granting you that's declining. Okay, well then, you're saying that they're obligated to have children in virtue of the reason it's declining. Okay, well that's a normative aspect. Okay, why are they obligated? Could you like lay that out? Because you haven't explained why people are obligated to have children at all.
Did I tell you they were obligated to?
Well, if you say that something's wrong in virtue of the fact that they're not having children, then there's kind of like a way of saying, oh, well, you're obligated to have children. If you don't do this, you're wrong.
I think it's a direct way of saying
Well, for a society to exist and survive, procreation must happen. And if you look at statistics right now, it is drastically going down, and it has been going down for quite a long time. And that should be a worrying number. And anyone you talk to that's in, the scientific studies and
5
statistics
years.
studies, it's honestly like worrying to some people. And
Well,
you can't even come up
actually,
here and
It's
say
been
it
decreasing
is.
for 5 years.
Well,
Wait,
actually, it's been on a steady
can I
decline
respond real
for
quick?
more than 5 years, right? And the reason that it's been on a steady incline is because of the economy, right? It's getting
Yeah,
more and
there's
more
more than what
expensive
you-
to raise children, right? So instead of like saying that the reason like lesbians shouldn't be in relationships is because of birth rates, you should say to improve birth rates, we should address the economic situation that people are in.
I also say that.
Precisely,
dude.
but and
That's
then
not
like
what
Carbon
we're on the-
explained.
that's not
Hold on,
what
wait,
the-
just to be clear, just to be
the
clear,
host has up on
just to be clear, like Carbon explained, it is because people are the LGBTQ plus, right? It's because of like other reasons, economic reasons, educational reasons, or maybe even cultural reasons, right? This is why we can see extreme disparity between people in other countries and people in the West, right? While people in the West are having less children than people in other countries, right? Because it's more economically, let's just say taxing, right, to the people in the West. But again, you're not explaining why. Okay, well, the population is grounding. Okay, well, what's wrong with that? Like, let me ask you this. Let's just say hypothetically, right? The population wasn't declining; it's actually rising immensely, Right. So then, would you say people part of the LGBTQ are wrong by any chance?
I mean, probably not. I mean, if the population was rising, and in a hypothetical situation,
Yeah.
morally,
As.
on a religious standpoint, no, they wouldn't be wrong.
Okay, they wouldn't be wrong, correct?
That's what you just said.
Okay, so then I don't know what's the wrong maker here. If you're saying that people are obligated to reproduce, then I'll just ask you another question based off of that. Like, let's just say hypothetically, all
People should reproduce, man. Yeah, you got
Okay,
me.
all
You
people.
got me.
Stop.
People
Let me
should
ask you.
reproduce.
Let me ask you a question.
It's kind of what we're here for.
All people who can reproduce, let's just say all
Should.
females who can reproduce, do not consent to reproduction at all. They do not consent to the actual action at all. Are you going to tell me then, the men are obligated to rape them? And that's a yes or no question, by the way.
In the hypothetical situation where the whole world is like that, is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, precisely.
That's kind of doesn't seem like it will ever exist or could exist.
It doesn't
but
matter.
no,
That's
it
the point of
wouldn't,
the
because,
hypothetical.
That's why it's a hypothetical, my guy.
Wait, how is it impossible? It's like
that
like,
every
it's
single woman on
unironically
this
not even
earth is now
impossible.
not going to be able to consent.
It's not that they're not able to; they're not willing to.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Not able to consent. Don't want
It's
to
not.
consent.
That's not the same thing.
Yeah, to me, it's the same thing.
What?
Yeah, so.
Well, no.
in that
So, for
crazy
example, like with
hypothetical
children,
situation.
no. So the
no, I
difference
would
is like
probably
with
choose
consent,
society
right?
to
If you're
follow
able
over
to
it.
consent,
Hold on, everybody. What the fuck is that noise that is pissing me off?
the scratchy noise. Yeah, I hear
I
it.
thought it was Satan, but it wasn't Satan. Like, what the fuck?
No, I think it's this one.
Bro, like, what's up with this guy?
But
I'm about to fucking jump out my window.
okay.
Carmen, why you muting me? You know what?
Because I saw your thing and I thought it was you, and I didn't think it wasn't happening before.
He's targeting you. But so the difference in not able to consent, right? Like children are not able to consent, even if they wanted to. However, women, right, adults are able to consent, but they don't want to. There's a distinction.
Precise. And this is like unironically, like possible in our world. I can literally just say everybody, for some reason, like all women who are able to like reproduce just love antinatalism, so they don't want to reproduce at all. Okay. So what's gonna be your answer to this? Are the men obligated to rape? Yes or no? It's just a yes or no question, by the way.
I'm keep getting muted. Am I talking now? Yeah, it would obviously be no. I would just love the society to fall at that point, and for all humans to just evaporate.
We have a problem here. We have a problem here, and the problem.
Situation.
Let me lay out the problem, please. Just real
Are you
quickly.
only able to give hypotheticals?
No, actually, I can ask you this exact same question, like in IRL. Right, so the reason
IRL?
Yes,
Why are you trying to sound so smart?
Okay, just
in IRL.
It's just an abbreviation.
Stop crashing out, like,
So
Jesus Christ.
I'm not crashing out. He's giving me 3
Kind of
hypotheticals.
are. Like,
situations.
he's trying to ask you a question. You're over here talking about random shit. All right, go ahead, Auntie.
No, I wasn't even asking a question. Like, presumably, if you're saying, "Oh, people are obligated," well, okay, I'm giving you a hypothetical where people aren't consenting. Okay, well, they're not obligated. Same thing here with lesbian couples, right? If it is a case they're not consented to the action, then they're not obligated, so they can do the other action. Like, if you're saying there's no obligation, if you're saying, well, they don't have to, then presumably it's just going to be the case that the action isn't wrong. Unless you're like saying this is a contradiction, well, then it's kind of like a low tier review. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
You don't believe women have like a uterus for a reason, right?
Yeah, well, that's a teleological claim.
When you say reason, do you mean normative or descriptive?
You don't think people are put here to? Let me ask you: are you religious?
Wait,
Anyone
hold on.
this
Wait, answer
panel?
my question, and I'll answer that question. When you say reason,
What was
like
the
there's,
question?
I understand reason in two different senses. One is a normative sense, like you have a reason to, do this. Another is a descriptive sense, like the reason why the ball fell was because gravity was on it, right? It's just describing things. When you say the reason why a woman has a uterus, which one are you saying? Normative
Yeah,
or
like the
descriptive?
first one, like
Okay.
normative. Like
Yeah.
the reason to have uterus is like to procreate. Like that's like the human. That's like the special part of the human.
And that's independent of the woman's beliefs and desires?
No, it's not independent to it. I'm just saying it's like there's a reason we're put here on this earth. There's a reason you should
By
procreate.
what? Evolution?
Yeah.
Well, do you think, because you understand evolution is a sequence of biochemical processes, right?
Yeah, I believe in evolution.
Okay, so if evolution is a sequence of biochemical processes, how can it give anything purpose?
How can it give it purpose?
Yeah, it doesn't
Because
intend
there
anything.
needs to be like deciding factors.
No. Do you think purpose can come from like like just chemical reactions, or do you think it can only come from intentional states?
That's a, I don't know. It's a good question. I wouldn't be able to answer that.
Okay, like okay. So do you think,
I'm not
like
a
for
s-
example,
I
rust
don't-
rust on a metal, right? That's a chemical reaction. Do you think the purpose was for the metal to be rusted or something like that?
The purpose? No, I don't. I
No,
don't know.
right?
This
Because it's
isn't
just
like
like it's not an agent that's being involved, right? I think purpose, I understand at least purpose to only come from agents. Evolution is not an agent, so evolution doesn't confer purposes on anybody, right? Purpose comes from the woman themselves. If they have a uterus, the purpose of that uterus is only to reproduce, only if she wants to reproduce and she has reason to
yeah,
reproduce.
she wants to, but in my opinion, I think that people should be, and there's not enough people doing it. So yeah,
But if look again with the question I
pretty
asked
simple.
you, wait, stop. Again with the question I asked you, you said, okay, no, they aren't obligated, and then you specifically stated the reason why they're not obligated is because they're not consenting. Okay, if someone doesn't consent, right, then presumably they're not going to do the action, and they can do the other action, right? Obligations are stemmed from if it is the case you should do this, even if it is the case you don't consent or not, or something like that. Like I would say, you're obligated to be a virtuous person, right? And it's not contingent on your consent. If you do the opposite, you would be a bad person. Simple as that. That's what you're stating here. And second reason, another point is, I can agree with terminology. Right? I can agree that we have purposes for certain stuff, but it still doesn't lead into like a normative reason on why this other action is wrong. I can specifically say, okay, well, my purpose in life is to help as many people, but I can still do other actions. Those two things are mutually exclusive. So if you're saying that there's a contradiction, then obviously you're lying here, buddy. So I've actually, okay, well, me, Carbon, and everyone here explained how your position is terrible. Then I think the only thing you need to do is reconsider your position and stop being, racist and, I guess stop being a dumbass. Like, that's all I could do.
Wait, I have a question. Do you think it's racist to put a statistic in there? You think that
Racist? Well, presumably, if it is the case, you're saying that, the reason why this action is wrong is because more white people need to reproduce, and you specifically state white people, then yeah, I think there's like underlining racism in
So is it not a fact that there are not enough white people having babies to
Is
affect
that-
the white
is
population?
Is it a fact that there's
Wait,
not
hold on,
enough
wait,
black
just real
people
What'd you say?
doing? Is it a fact that there's not enough black people having babies?
Well, I don't know. I don't research that.
Right. So you only feel motivated to researching white people, right? Even though white
Yes.
people are like what 10% of the world's population. Why not? Why
Seven.
not only 7% of the world's population? Why not look at the people who make up the majority of the world's population and say, oh, they should
Because the
be
majority's in like
reproducing more.
India. Like I don't really care about India. I don't
Okay,
think they
so
should be reproducing
yeah,
more.
so
They should be
what-
reproducing less.
Yeah. Okay. So cool. So
So
you
I'd
don't
actually
actually
love
care.
for more gay
Yeah.
people
So
to
you
be
don't
moving
actually
to
care
India.
about birth rates. Then you only care about birth
No, I do
rates.
care about birth rates.
You only care about birth rates for one particular
Yeah,
people who
question.
have you only care about birth rates for people who have a particular level of melanin in their skin, correct?
Wait, that kind of leads into a different thing. Like, if it
Wait,
is the
hold
case,
on.
we have...
I gotta get an answer to the question.
I can't even answer because this guy keeps interrupting, and then you keep muting me.
Can I get an answer to my question?
Yeah, your question was I only care the population. Yeah, because it affects me.
Yeah. How does it affect you?
There. See that it'd be racist. It'd come down to racism in your eyes.
What?
It would come down to racism in your eyes.
No, I'm asking how does two other people,
I
white
want there to be
people,
white people in the
and-
world because
yeah,
of
I'm
population.
asking how does it affect you if you want there to be, and why did anybody care? Why should anybody care what you want?
I'm not asking you to care what up.
Well,
It's
why
kind of
is
like
it?
an odd,
Why
it's like
do
an odd
people-
way to assume.
do you,
It's like
do
I
you think that
only
people
care
have
about
good
white
reason to
people.
care about what you want in this?
Because there are a lot more white people in the world.
Yeah, why?
Because I like white people.
Yeah,
I
why?
need to ask this question.
Wait, hold on.
Hold
I
on,
gotta
wait, I
get
need to
through.
ask this
I gotta
question.
get through this
Benefits
like
society.
line of questioning. Why?
I feel like they just benefit society more.
They? Who's they? White
They
people?
do a lot. Yeah, white
Yeah,
people.
so
I feel like they just benefit
cool.
society
So
more.
you
Yeah.
okay? So
It's
cool.
a racist
So,
take. Yeah, that's a racist take.
yeah, I know you're racist.
I'm
Yeah,
agreeing
it's,
with you.
it's a
Yeah,
degenerate.
I am.
But
I
like
am
we're
agreeing with
getting
you.
through. Yeah, we're getting through the logic here, right? When you say they, you mean all white people, correct?
By white people, yeah, they is
All
white.
white
Yeah,
people
ultimately.
contribute better to society.
I didn't say that. I said in general, white people
Some.
commit more to society than any other race.
Okay, so in general, white people commit more into society, and you're basing that off of just in virtue of like the levels of melanin in their skin.
It's more of an IQ thing actually. people come to
Okay,
realize.
so well, if it's not about race and it's about IQ, then you should be advocating for Ashkenazi
More
Jewish
Asian
people
people.
and Chinese people, and whites should be decreasing, correct?
It's not. First of all, the Jewish thing, that's not true. The first thing is it's all Asian, mostly Asian countries that have the
Yeah.
highest
So
IQs.
wait, so
Japan, I think it's actually Japan on top of China. But,
yeah, okay, so it should
no, I think that
okay,
if you
so it
take,
should only
you know,
be Japanese and Chinese people that are increasing in their population under your view. What the fuck is white people doing? They're not
no,
even
not
on
only
that far.
increasing.
No, they
Not
should
only
increase in under your view. Because if you don't actually care
Everyone
about
should
the,
increase.
I don't know why I'm being overtalked.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
Everybody-
so if you
because
don't
you're not-
actually,
you-
I don't know why I'm being overtalked. So if you don't actually care about skin color and all you care about is about cognitive ability, then you should only care about black people who have high IQs, Indian people who have high IQs, Africans that have high IQs, white people. That's the only people that you cared. It would be independent of race, correct? Because you listen, who would you rather have? Like, let's say you had to date a woman, right? You have a black woman and you have a white woman. Now, if you date the white woman, she's an idiot. All your kids are going to be idiots, right? All their kids are going to be idiots, right? They're just all degenerates. You have a black queen.
would find
She
a
has
different
I don't know
woman.
why I'm being overtalked. And then you have a black queen, and she has a 140 IQ, and your kids are gonna have 140 IQs, and their kids are gonna have 140 IQs, right? If you had to choose between those two, which one are you gonna choose?
White. Right? Makes
Okay,
sense.
yeah, then you're fucking you have a low IQ.
Oh
That's
God.
interesting. You
let's
don't care
be
about
100%
IQ.
honest.
You
It's
cared
not
about
what's
race,
allowed.
and then you were like, no, it's not about race.
Yeah,
It's about
priority.
IQ. Now it's IQ.
Yes, it's
Now you don't care about
priority.
IQ. I fucking love
That's
that shit, bro. You're
priority.
contradictory.
Let's be 100% honest. Let's be 100% honest here. You want more white people
Yep.
because you're scared.
Scared of what?
You're scared because you know how white people treated minorities throughout their existence, and you're afraid of them doing the same thing to you.
Or is it because
No, that's the reason.
Wait, no, wait. I want to hear this
White
reason that he
Aryan
thinks. Why are you scared of like white
of the
people
white
becoming
population
minority?
declining?
Yeah.
I already talked with this main guy, Carbon, the host.
I was busy.
They contribute more to society than the average race.
Wait, okay. So
And-
not all white people though, right?
No, it's not everyone. You can't say that
So
about anything in life.
it should be the specific groups that have contributed the most.
You heard the Great Replacement Theory from Nick Fuentes, and you ran with it.
And I have this
The
study here.
Great Replacement Theory?
This study here, if you look at every single study, you can look at every single study of people who have racist attitudes. If you want a society like that, you're actually advocating for a lower intelligence society, right? So this one estimates the impact of verbal ability on a comprehensive set of racial attitudes, including anti-black prejudice, views about black-white equality and principle. Results show that
country's
high.
gonna be
I don't know why I'm
safer.
being
Oh,
overtalked.
no.
Shut the fuck up, Ray.
Results suggest that high ability white people, high ability whites, are less likely than low ability whites to report prejudicial attitudes and are more likely to support racial equality. So listen, if you want to be a high IQ, high ability white person, whitey, whatever you want to call it, then you need to support black equality. You need to be less racist. Now that's one study. Another study showed that people with these far right attitudes, racism, homophobia, and things like that, they have on average lower levels of cognitive ability. They score less on cognitive tests, IQ tests, less memory ability, recall, and less verbal ability. No study that you will ever be able to find is going to show that racist
Run, you
individuals
fucking
have
racist.
higher levels of cognitive ability. Not a single study, by the way.
Bye-bye, Aryan Barbie. Bye-bye.
And then he runs away. I love it.
I know. I was gonna point out that.
Go run back to your basement with your Nick Fuentes body pillow and kiss him sweet nothings. Don't worry. Don't worry. We won't come for you.
Okay, I'll obviously be honest. Let's be honest, bro. I called my mom and she even called him a loser. To be honest,
I can't sing this song because I have a person sleeping next to me.
Yeah, I was gonna call out. Because under that, then technically any other person, just a non-white person part of the LGBTQ, that's perfectly utterly fine against him. I guess it's another contradictory thing.
Verillion sent $5 on Super Chat. How many children did he have? If it's not one person per 20, then they're not fulfilling their purpose. Yeah, true. Because you can actually be failing. You can, because like in order to improve the birth rate, you need to like go above a certain amount of kids per household. So if you have even one kid, you're still doing something wrong according to this guy's view. You need to have at least, yeah, you need to have at least 2.3 kids, right? So that 0.3 of a kid, I don't know what that looks like. Maybe that's like 5 weeks pregnancy.
It's splooge in a sock. It's splooge in a sock.
It's
it's splooge. It's after you had 2 kids and then you get an abortion. That's what it is.
There you go.
Yeah, after you have 2 kids and one comes out mixed, everyone's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Oh, we can see what happened."
That's why anti-natalism is the best, guys. Let's be honest.
A couple arms and head. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's get some debates in here. I'm gonna take like one more debate and then we'll call it a night, y'all, because I'm kind of tired and I really want to watch this next episode of Welcome to Derry. So I'm gonna take
I
one more
have
debate.
7 hours to kill.
Are you gonna go live
Wait,
after?
it's only 1:17 a.m.
Exactly.
How long have you been live?
3.5 hours. I said at the beginning it was gonna be a short live.
Oh God.
He's got things to do and he's eepy. He had a
Also,
long weekend.
that Megan girl who was on Twitter, I promised I would debate her on the bathroom thing. So that was also another reason why I went live a little bit earlier.
That was her.
Yeah, that was her. She was the one that was getting into it with on Twitter with all those turfs
She
trying
was
to ratio me.
fucking terrible.
Yeah, so
Well, she's a Twitter debater. What you expect? Like,
Yeah, I know.
she like I it has to been like 30 people, like 30 turfs that I was like, come on my stream and debate me. And every single one of them that had some sort of excuse. The only other person who even partially agreed was that Amy woman, and she
still ain't
backed
showed.
out. Still never showed. We've been live for 3 hours. Still hasn't showed. It's been 2 days now. And then it's Megan. Megan's the only person that joined.
speaking about tariffs, Carbon, did you see today that like Nate got like
Nate and
bullied?
Edna.
What happened?
Yeah, they got bullied today by Lucario and Pippi. I have both recordings and it's just like funny.
I don't have the one with Pippin. I went to sleep after
they
that.
lost, like,
but
a
I have
debate
the
or something?
full.
Oh, they lost
Yeah,
brutally.
and like Lucario dog walked Nate.
What was the topic?
Trans women and women.
Oh, is it on YouTube or something?
I have the entire recording. Yeah, AG uploaded it to her YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And same thing with Pippi.
I can send you
And the
those.
funny thing is, the funny thing is like there's this guy named Based on this app, and like he truly makes me mad because he always, what's it called? Derails the conversation.
Yeah, maybe.
So
Can I
I
get your
actually
age, please?
age 27.
Okay, I'm only looking for opposition right now. You think it's wrong to be in a gay relationship?
Okay, I don't think it's wrong to be in a gay relationship, but specifically a lesbian relationship. So I was dating this girl for about 6.5 years, and she left me for someone who.
We don't care.
Okay, listen, my guy. I don't care about trolls right now. I'm
That's a
looking for one more
conversation
debate.
for your therapist.
Yeah, go to your therapist or something. I'm just looking for an actual debate, please. Only if you think that it's wrong to be in a gay relationship. All right. Okay, so let's get this person in here. They're gone. Why did fucking if they're gone, then get them out the gush.
No, it pisses me because I'll be in like a deep debate on mine, right? And I don't get these kind of viewers. But like last night I kept around 80, so like I think that's pretty good. But I'll be in like a really deep debate, right? And it's a good debate, like heated and stuff. And I have like 9 requests. And by the time I'm done with that one, there's nobody in the fucking box.
Okay, I'm clearing the guest request. Please, only if you're 18 or older and you think it's wrong to be in a gay relationship, join the guest request.
Real quick. I want to state this because Grandmaster said something, and I want to state this real quick. I said, I hope that guy's kid comes out mixed, talking to about the fucking Aryan dude that was up here. I don't know how that can be said as racist. I think anything, it would be poetic karma.
I was just say poetic karma for a second. I was like, what the hell?
Well, see, the thing is, the likelihood of that happening, unless like his girlfriend somehow has black people in her family tree, like
No, I
ancestry.
mean, I hope his wife cheats on him.
Well, then it wouldn't be his
probability
kid.
of him having a wife
Yeah,
is just like
no,
extremely low anyways.
that's the thing. He thinks he's having a kid, and it comes
Well,
out.
no, no. what would be better was if like this presumably white girl, right, actually had black ancestry, because that can still travel
That would
through
be
like
good,
the genetics. So it would be biologically his. He couldn't deny it because of DNA.
I just like the idea of him not being able
Yes.
to breathe. And the one time he has a chance to, it's not his kid.
Precisely. Should I change my name? I'm feeling on changing my name. I don't know.
I think you should just call yourself Auntie. ONTI.
Yeah.
ONTI? Yeah, that would be good. I'll see today. I don't know. I kind of want to mix. I want to mix up my name and this name as well.
How the fuck would mixed mean Jewish?
What?
Jewish isn't a race, it's an ethno-religion. An ethnicity.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about when I said.
No, somebody said in the comments that I thought when you said mixed, you meant Jewish.
Oh, okay.
No, they're saying mixed with being Jewish. I thought he was saying being mixed with Jewish.
Well, I'm assuming if you're like a white supremacist, Jewish people.
Yeah. I mean, if he did have a kid and that kid ended up converting to Judaism, I think that'd be good too.
Good luck.
You
Well,
never
this
know.
is like the problem is you guys are saying, if he had this, right? Presumably the probability of him having any relationship is kind of like extremely low.
If he dumps his biological material into anybody with a uterus, they're aborting as soon as he shows his personality.
All right, let me get Artie Clark. I'm gonna get you in here. Go ahead and accept that invite. Don't be scared. Accept that invite. We'll see if you can justify your position that it's wrong to be in a gay relationship. Okay. Don't be scared. Don't go around throwing your comments into comment sections and you're not able to defend your view in a rational and undeniable way. Go on, RD. Hit that accept. Victor, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Where are you? Clark, where are you at? I sent you the request.
Pick up
Where are
a
you
Bible
at?
and read it.
Get on in here. Why are you taking so long? Get your ass on in here. Your mom gets the invite.
Oh, yeah. Would my name sound good as like ontological Ahmed? Like, do you think that sounds well?
What?
Auntie Ahmed.
Auntie Ahmed. That actually sounds good. I might change it to that actually.
I'm really good at coming up with names.
Debate classical liberals. What's a classical liberal?
A conservative.
They play violins.
Oh, it's like a conservative that claims that they're liberal type shit.
Yes.
Oh.
Yo, speaking about
Yo,
speaking
W
about-
Classical liberal, you
Brilliant.
just mean conservative, then yeah, debate conservative.
Although, wait, just to be clear, there's this person named Green Acre on this like app or something. I actually want to debate them really bad about politics or like any political theory. Just cause I'm like still frustrated from our last conversation.
Auntie, I think for your name, you should do what I did. Put it in quotes. I think you should be called Auntie Christ. In
But
quotes.
Christianity is false though. Like, let's
I
be
know,
serious.
but that's why
Yeah,
it's
like
hilarious.
Antichrist.
Auntie
conservatives.
Christ.
Well,
And then
Morgan,
you
can I
put
get your age,
Ahmed.
please?
Shut your nigger ass up, you fucking nigger.
It's Mr. Mr. Jeez, why do people keep forgetting? I got my fucking degree in master's.
Please
in-
download one of those. I'm
Bro,
begging you.
I
Get
got
on-
my degree. Listen, boy, I got my degree in nigology.
No,
right?
I know. Who's your professor?
You put a doctor in front of it. Listen, my professor was Daquan Blackingson. Okay, and that was my fucking professor. Okay, I got my
No,
fucking
I'm so sorry,
master's
wait.
in nigology. I will not be. It is doctor inward. Okay, to you, sir.
I don't know if I can say this, but I'm going to say it. If I'm not, just call me out and I'll never say it
Hold on,
again.
wait. If you have to start the sentence by saying, I don't know if I can say this.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
probably
going to
shouldn't.
say it specifically, right? But in
Wait,
Harry
hold on,
Potter,
wait,
there's
hold on.
like-
Let me get him to say doctor. Can I
Sorry,
get you
sorry.
to-
Let me correct my. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Let me
please.
correct myself.
Yeah.
Doctor nigger.
There you go. See, I love you. I love you. Put some respect on my name.
So
Thank you so
wild.
much. Yeah.
You know what? Okay, you know what? I'm not going to say it.
Don't
Yeah,
don't
don't-
tell the
I'm not gonna say
racists you love them. Oh god.
Bro, I grew up on Call of Duty. You can't say shit, bro. At least you respectful, okay?
Oh my god! I can't read that comment out loud, but that's
Yeah.
crazy. I
Dr.
can't read it.
Spearsucker. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, I'm trying to get Tom up here, but he's like scared to come up. I love it.
Well, let's not give him a chance to.
Yeah, I think I know I'm gonna actually say that's actually pretty good. I'll just change it to Auntie Ahmed. That would be better.
Auntie Ahmed, that's better.
Right. Like I came up with Auntie's name. I also was the first one to call him Auntie, by the way. And then I came up with Satan's name that he only had for a fucking week, which was amazing. You should change it back.
You need to pay me $67 and I'll change it back.
You're really gonna make a single mother with 2 kids pay you? Okay.
You know what? You goddamn right.
I mean, like, to be fair, he's a capitalist. I don't know.
And to be fair, he's an unemployed father to a zoo.
Laundry all out.
Yeah.
Putting his laundry
Wait,
all out.
you know the zoo?
How many
He's
animals?
unemployed.
How many animals equals one?
He doesn't shower.
How many animals equal 1 kid?
None.
Well, to be fair to Satan, right? Just to be clear, if there's no distinction between a human and an animal, then presumably there's going to be numerically identical.
Yeah, I
of how
mean,
many
well, like that's just going to be a
children.
predicate of an animal. That's just a predicate of an animal, given the fact that it's in the category of animal. One being.
Well, we are in the category of animal, presumably.
Yeah,
correct?
All right.
that's what I mean
How
by
many
predicate.
mammals
It's not
that walk on
predication. It's
4
not
legs?
analytically true. Yeah, when you say leg, what do you mean?
I'm gonna fucking leave.
Okay, bye.
You know, I'll escort you out.
What's the coherent definition of a leg? The 5th one.
It's alright. It's just now you know who's on top.
My God.
Oh, that's fair to be honest.
All right. Last
it's
call for
better
any
for-
debates. Hurry up.
I mean, typically, Satan, you're in the cup chair, so it is a little bit of like a difference for you. So
Who's on top, friend? Oh, not you.
Oh, wait, Carver, I had a question I wanted to ask you last night before you ended. Do you think, like, what I mean by possible, I'm obviously just talking about, like, the nomenological domain.
Yeah. Nomological, you said?
Yeah, nomenological.
Gotcha.
It is possible to gain, like, any form of political power without, like, indirectly harming someone or directly harming someone.
I mean, if by harm you just mean any negative state in their mind, or you mean, like, physical harm?
Are you familiar with, like, counterfactual?
Yeah, well, like, because, like, I would harm a conservative sitting in their chair watching an election and then watching, like, a liberal win harms them, right? It harms them emotionally, right?
Let's just
So
say,
if
like,
that's what you mean, then probably not. It's not. Well, yeah, it's probably not possible, given that people's.
Let's just say, like, physical. Let's just say physical and emotional, right? Like a setback of interest or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably possible. Physical
Okay,
harm.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why it would be impossible.
wait, Auntie, did you ask him is there an ethical way to like become like?
Oh, that's what I meant to say. Ethical, not harm. Because I agree, like, harming people, like, in some cases are okay. But, yeah, an ethical way.
Is there an ethical way to gain political power, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like, as a
precisely.
socialist, or just, like, in a general, major
In
political
general.
party? Oh, yeah.
In, like, general. Oh, you think there are ethical ways? I'm actually curious. Could you, like, explain some ethical ways?
Yeah, I mean, democracy is an ethical way. That's, like, I think democracy is ethical. Democracy is how
Well,
we
in
gain political power.
principle, well, to be fair, in principle, I do think it's, like, ethical, right? In principle, I think most of them are ethical. Then we talk about the human nature and what humans do, kind of leads into, like, oh, well, corruption and all this type of stuff. Like America currently, you know? So that's why I'm, like, somewhat agnostic on the belief if it's, like, I don't know, possible.
Well, what
without
would
doing
be-
something unethical.
Well, like, in a typical sense, what do you think is unethical being done? Like, in a democratic system.
In like, currently?
Yeah, let's just say a liberal gains power through democracy. What would be, like, what's the typical, like, unethical action that they would be using?
Well, obviously, presumably, it's just going to be the case that they're most likely going to be supporting other countries that either harm or indirectly or directly harm another country. A perfect example in this case is going to be the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Because either the government, even if the liberal government was in charge, like, they would technically support Israel because of apparently allies or some shit like that. Taxes, I would say.
Well, we're talking about gaining political power, not what you're doing when you're in power, right? You said like gain.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
If you
that'd
talk
be a
about gaining
difference
political power,
yeah, because I heard gain and power. That's a difference between where you are and where you were. And the way you do that is via a democratic
true.
process. So if what you mean by gaining political power via the democratic process, you could do that ethically. But now when you're in power, you know, like for example, funding Israel and things like that, that would be an unethical thing, right?
Well, okay, hold on. What it's like promising like these other people, or like what it's promising like the action, like, oh, I'm gonna continue doing this, but then not fulfilling that action, kind of like immoral or something like that.
Yeah, that's a
I
lie.
consider that to be.
Yeah, that would be a lie. But like, I mean, that's just something that some people do sometimes. You don't like. They find it. That's a good point. So you can. It's very difficult to gain political power without like masking your true beliefs sometimes. Right, because some beliefs are just like out of the like way unintuitive, and they lose you votes or something like that. But I mean, I can imagine a candidate who's like really strong and really reasonable with their beliefs, and they don't have to lie about it, right? So,
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm
that's
still
pretty
kind of like agnostic on this. Sometimes.
Mm.
I don't know. I just don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Look at all these lesbian bitches.
I'm not a lesbian, dumb
fucking
fuck.
faggot.
I thought you
It's-
said debate, but
I
I
mean-
guess you couldn't debate.
It's senor.
It's senor.
It's master.
Or you could use daddy. You can still put daddy in front of it.
Daddy lesbian.
What's
That
the
wasn't
difference
the word you
between
said.
a classical liberal? Classical liberals are not. Oh, they're still talking about the classical liberal thing. Classical liberals are not conservatives. For example, we are normal. You're gonna have to justify that. We respect people normally. Conservatives attack LGBTQ people plus people for no reason at all, and that is not normal. We classical liberals works with stats and axioms. I can give more example. Classical liberals in the West is the same type of liberalism in Europe and other parts of the world. They just call liberal. Okay, you're just talking about a progressive. In America, we call that a progressive, right? That's the Bernie Sanders types, right? What we call classical liberals is usually, you know, people like I don't know, like fucking Dave Rubin or like Temple or something like that. They call themselves classical liberals, right? These are like podcasters and stuff. They call themselves classical liberals, but I mean, they agree with conservatives on like 80% of issues, right? So
I guess the problem is like the podcast.
They're like diet conservatives.
I don't know, like, and also like, I don't know about liberalism either, because like I do agree that the government shouldn't be involved with like certain people's actions, right? That's somewhat of like a libertarian, but I also do agree that the government should be involved with like the people's lives to a certain extent. The law, healthcare, education, all this type of stuff, taxes. I think people should be like taxed more. Or what I mean by people, mainly the rich. I'm talking about. I don't think I mean,
that's questionable whether they're people, but yeah, go ahead. Just kidding.
I don't know.
I'm not.
Yeah. True. What was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh yeah. I don't know, because I think liberalism is good to a certain extent, it's just not like, you know, good enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good on
Same
like
thing.
some certain social issues, right? Like you know, being pretty liberal about gay people's rights and stuff like that. I don't think it's a good theory for economics. I think you should probably adopt something a little bit better. Progressive social democracy is probably better than liberalism.
Precisely. I don't know. I'm kind of like, what was it called? Like monarchism, right? Like the monarchy. I don't know. I actually don't like the monarchy, to be honest, that much.
Yeah, it's just
I'm like,
stupid. It's arbitrary. Like, why, in virtue of the fact that you are the genetic descendant of this person, do you deserve like to lead a country? Why does it need to be one person? It's just like so stupid.
I would agree with that factor.
Yeah.
That's why when it comes to like economic theories or political theories, I'm like extremely agnostic. But I know what I'm against, right? Like I know for a fact that I'm like against communism, and like capitalism both combined. Right? Like, I'm against both of that. I know I'm against like monarchianism and like libertarianism, extremely against fascism, but I just don't know like, okay, well we have a couple left. I don't know about the other couple because they're all like bad as well.
Theory of Justice. I'm telling you, read this book, bro. It's good. He kind of breaks it down like best ways to build a society. John Rawls, one of the leading philosophical thinkers of the 20th century.
Would that be like under political philosophy, or would that be like under normal ethics?
It's just like, well, yeah, it wouldn't really be meta ethics. It's just like it assumes some ethics, but like it's just something that, you know, what like a society, what would be a reasonable society to build that has laws that aren't really objectionable, right? But his name is John Rawls, Rawls. It's called A Theory of Justice. You'll see it.
Well, I'm gonna head out, guys.
I'm ending anyway, so.
Well, thank you for having me up. See you, Void. See you, Nanners, and see you, Saint. I changed my name, by the way. It's Auntie Ahmed, but it's not changed on here because, like, you know, lag and all that type of stuff. But see you guys.
All right, Auntie.
See you.
I will be on Twitch and YouTube for the next couple of minutes. So for those of you who want to go on over there, and I'll play a song off for you guys. But Void is gonna go live and debate spanking and gay people. She's not gonna debate gay people.
She's going to debate gay people
whether it's
while
wrong to
spanking
be gay.
She's going to debate while spanking gay people.
You can only debate if you're
All right, well, guys, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Go to Void's Live. It's a Carbon Raid. I want to see at least 100 people over there, okay? So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys on the next live stream. Take it easy.
Good night.
Peace, everybody.
Love ya.
All right. He was like, hit the end button. Don't let the Nazis bite. Exactly. Yeah, Brilliant has the link right there on YouTube. There we go. I noticed my viewership on Twitch and YouTube is like, I don't know what happened in the past like week. It just like jumped up. My average viewership on YouTube went from like 70 to like 92. And my average viewership on Twitch went from like 38 to like 48. That's pretty cool. I love it. Best audience ever. Okay. Best community ever. Let's go. Thank you guys for the gifted subs, by the way. I appreciate you. All right. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't do anything I would do. And yeah, y'all take it easy. And oh yeah, as always, don't forget, you are a fuck. Hold on, let me restart it. Sorry, I tried to time the song and it didn't work. Okay, let's try this again. Don't forget, you are a
bitch.